Hello and welcome to You Guys Woke Up. I'm David Mankoff.
I am Brett Kaminsky.
And it's just the two of us tonight. Just the two of us. We don't want to get sued.
We can make it if we try.
We could, but we get sued too.
No, because we're not playing the actual music. It's my cheap parody.
Yeah, they're going to sue you for your singing.
Yeah. You're ruining the song.
How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Why did I say that? There's one person here.
We don't have a studio audience.
We do not. Cheer, everybody. Yeah. It's just us two. We didn't have a guest, and since there's shitty weather.
Snowmageddon.
Yeah, Snowmageddon. Andrew could not make it because of the shitty weather. Thankfully, Brett lives very close to me, so it works out pretty nicely.
Yeah, we offered to Skype Andrew in, and he said no.
Well, actually, I didn't tell you. I forgot to tell you off air. The reason we aren't going to Skype him is because his internet was taking an absolute.
Did you break your bottle?
Yes. No. Look at that. Should I drink that beer? Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah, just don't.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
I am so fucking strong. I broke my bottle of beer. Dude, I'm going to cut my mouth on that shit.
Just put the whole thing in your mouth.
That's what she said. Maybe I won't be drinking that then.
That's what she said?
Maybe I'm too strong from kettlebell workouts. I'm just fucking...
Yeah. Kettlebell.
Damn, that was weird. So, anyway, yeah, no, his internet was taking a poop when we were trying to play video games before, so...
He needs a kale shake is what you're saying?
Exactly. His internet needs a kale shake. And actually, he's getting it reset, so he thinks it was due to that. But it's pretty funny because it was like we were in Vent, and it was going from 15 ping to 15,000
Is he
5,
sure
000.
it's not his the new Vent server?
That's what I thought too, but he restarted everything and it started to be a little bit better. So we were like, that's so weird. So I was like, you know what? Let's not Skype because I don't want him to be skipping and all doing all this funny shit.
That does make for some awesome animated GIFs though when things skip like that,
doesn't it? And
yes.
It makes for some funny shit happening.
I still got to go back to the Topless Time Splitters episode and do some from George on the screen because there's some that it looks like he's just like, ugh!
There was some funny shit. Let me try to not cut my mouth. It's actually a little sharp too, but it's okay.
It's a little sharp.
Little piece of glass. No. So if you go to our website, geekify.tv, click on the banner for On It. We have excellent products in front of us here, of which Brett and I take almost all this stuff.
I almost OD'd today.
Yeah, you went a little crazy board on the drugs. You got to cut it back there, sir. And these are all legal. This is the crazy thing.
Yeah, no. I had you're supposed to take a maximum of 4 Alpha Brain in a day. I had 4 by noon because I just was wanting to focus, and then it turns out thinking I had all these meetings and stuff today so I could stay awake, and all of the meetings got canceled, and I literally had nothing to do today except for some little like miscellaneous stuff throughout the day. So I'm like tweaking at my desk. I had bulletproof coffee this morning. 4 Alpha Brain, always have snus, and I'm just like freaking out at my desk.
Dude, yeah, you're just tweaked, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, I had the opposite day the other day because I forgot to take all my vitamins in my Alpha Brain. I did remember my coffee, and it was during my 12-hour day.
Oh, man.
While I had a student, and while we did a shitload. Like, I was like, seriously, by the end, so tired. And plus, I had done a gigantic fucking workout the day before, so I was already sore, and I was like, fuck, I can't believe I forgot my Alpha Brain. I was like driving on the way to work, like, my brain's going to explode when I get there.
I'm just going to die. I can't count.
And you know what's funny is I wasn't like terrible, but I was not at 100%. Like, I did not feel 100%.
Yeah.
Like on my game. I wasn't quite there, and I didn't make any mistakes. I didn't feel as sharp. I wasn't as funny. I didn't feel 100%. So I was like, crap. I really want to take that. Today I took it, and we were laughing our asses off today at work. Yeah. So that was fun.
I wanted to find something to do, and I was like so tweaked that I couldn't focus on one thing to do. I was trying to do too much at once, so I didn't get anything done.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That really sucks when you're fucking tweaked and you have nothing to do. Like, you couldn't even run around or anything like that, could you?
Nope. I got up and walked to the kitchen like 8 times, but that was about it.
Like, you couldn't even... you couldn't even leave.
No.
You can't leave the building, right?
No, I can leave, but I can't leave for very long. It's like if I'm gone for more than like 30 minutes, they kind of like, where the hell are you?
Right.
Which is totally unlike my last job where I could just kind of get up and leave and no one would say a damn thing.
Which is weird that if you don't have anything to do, like, why do they care?
Yeah. I can do my job from anywhere. As long as I have an internet connection, which I have my phone, so I always have an internet connection. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I keep wanting to touch my mic because I'm using Andrew's boom mic now.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Boom. Andrew, it's my boom mic. Fuck you. So how about the Hawks? We are watching them currently right now.
Yes. 4-0.
Yeah, it's 4-0 right now, into the first. It's been crazy. That's why we were a little late because we were watching that and having some spillage issues. I almost killed the laptop with the spillage, but we're good.
I can't believe it took that long for Rafi Torres to get some sense knocked into him.
What, his first shift back in the NHL?
Yeah,
since
no,
he was suspended?
it was a couple. It was like he was like a minute into his first shift.
I don't even think it was fully that. It was really close to that.
Yeah,
though,
it was pretty. I was thought for sure as soon as he stepped foot on the ice, someone was just gonna board him.
Well, if you do without provocation, they can harshly penalize you.
More harshly penalized.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
they're
called
showing it right
something.
there.
Yeah, they're
And
showing it
there it
again. There is something harsher if you like come off the box or come off the bench and just start fighting. Like they can kick you out of the game and stuff.
Oh, really?
So I think they wanted to wait for any provocation. So they waited for his first hit, and then
It was a totally legit hit. It was nothing extreme.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was
no.
like a minor. Oh, here's some board.
And it was an instant fight. Like
yeah,
just,
instantly Mayers drops the gloves, and you just look at the replay, and it's all of a sudden all gloves are on the ground. You just see gloves scatter, and they're just duking each other out.
For those of you who don't know, Ralphie Torres was a player who almost killed
Marian
Hossa, thank you, because he hit him rather illegally and gave him a really nasty concussion that he was out for months and months. That was part of the good thing about the lockout.
Yeah, big time.
Is because Hossa got to heal, because he would not have been back right away, and he probably should have been out for a little while longer had there not been a strike. But thankfully the strike's over, and he's back, and he's 100%. Even better, actually. He's been doing incredible.
Yeah.
And right now they're doing fantastic. They are still undefeated in regulation.
8-0-2.
Yes, and they're the only team undefeated in regulation because the Sharks lost the other night. So
that's right, yeah.
They are on top of their game. 8-0-2 now. Hopefully going to be 9-0-2 tonight.
At this pace, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, 4-0. I mean, god damn. And Emery, the funny thing is Emery has not seen that many shots as far as I can tell.
I don't even know how many shots he's had. I don't know who has him.
I don't think anybody has.
Nobody drafted him?
No, nobody has Emery. He's backup.
Oh.
You don't draft a backup goalie all the time. Speaking of goalie, interesting news came among the Royer today of hockey.
Yeah. A black man was traded.
Yeah, right? Oh, funny thing with that. Let's first say what happened. But, okay, so Tim Thomas, lovely Tim Thomas. I used to think he was
He was
awesome.
my main goalie last year.
He was your main goalie last year. Kind of a crazy guy. Really crazy.
I consider myself conservative, and this guy makes me look liberal.
Yeah, like when he refused to go to the White House, like I was like, okay, I understand you don't like the president, but it's like I would still want to go to the White House, even if you didn't agree with him. And he
get a chance to voice your opinion to the president.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little badass that he refused to go. I thought that was
and nobody on the team really said anything about it either. It was like the media that blew it up.
I think they realized how he is. So they're like, you know what? Fuck him.
Well, I forgot what the thing was, but there was like a whole, like around the time that they won, there was a thing that came out, and it was like him talking about immigration and immigrants taking their jobs, and then Duska Rask was just like, hey, dude, what about me?
Yeah,
a foreigner taking a white guy's job.
Exactly, pretty much. So yeah, Ralphie, shit. Tim Thomas traded to the Islanders today. Big fucking story. Unbelievable. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that
I saw it pop up and I was like, what?
I saw a few weeks ago that they wanted to trade him, but I was like, no. Like,
well,
why would
they
they
suspended
trade
him right now.
Yeah,
so.
For those of you who don't know, he took the season off before they had the lockout. He was like, this season, 12 to 13, I'm just going to take this off. And they're like, his team's like, thanks.
I wish I could walk into my office and do that and be like, I'm just going to take off for the next year. I still pay me my salary, but I'm just gonna not.
Well, the thing is, he thought that in his contract that he could do that.
You didn't think his lawyers would be like, "Hey, no, you can't do that."
I don't know who fucked this up, but apparently, either he hasn't been getting paid or it doesn't count for the salary cap. I can't tell which from I haven't done too much research, but basically. Yeah, then they were like, "Well, fuck you, we're suspending you." So they suspended him. I don't know if it was without pay or not. I would imagine. I mean, can you get suspended with pay for something like that? Yeah, because he was just like, "I'm not going to play this year."
Police officers and teachers get suspended with pay all the time.
Exactly, that's true.
Which is the stupidest thing. It's basically just a free vacation.
Yeah, right.
With a mild mark on your
right. That's what it looks bad.
Record.
Yeah, it looks bad on you. But so he got, and then he.
It's like getting an out of school suspension when you're in high school. It's like,
woohoo, thanks.
More time off.
It looks bad. Fuck that. Yeah, as Andrew says, $5 million off the Bruins payroll, which is nice.
Yeah.
So he was traded to the Islanders. They gave back the Islanders like a second round draft pick for next year, which is not that good. Like they wanted to get rid of him so bad.
Yeah.
They didn't really get anything for him. They just wanted him off. They didn't want to stop paying him. It wasn't in salary cap. I know that. And so he went to the Islanders. The Islanders now have 4 goalies.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw somebody to the AHL. Probably Tim Thomas will go to the AHL. He's still suspended. I don't think he's going to come back this year. I think he's suspensions through the year.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
Because you can't just take a year off like that. He's also in his late 30s, which for a goalie is ancient.
Yeah, it's really old for a goalie.
Right.
Like, he was old when he finally made it big. Because he was in the AHL for a long time, right?
Yeah, he was. He was old when he won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago for the Bruins. So it was like, you can't take a year off.
By goalie standards, old, we should say, because he's only 36 or something like that.
I think he's 30
or 37.
I thought he was close to 38.
Yeah.
I know he's somewhere between 36 and 38, which is still ancient for a goalie.
Yeah.
Goalies usually retire on
That
34, 35.
wrecks your knees.
Yeah, it wrecks your back. Like your lower back, like Javi Buen has so many back issues because he's an old goalie, and Brodeur has a lot of hip issues because of it. So it just wrecks your body. So yeah, he doesn't have that many years left, and it's like you can't just take a year off like that and expect the team. And that really is shitty on your teammates to just be like, yeah, guys, you know what? We're definitely not going to win this year, so fuck you.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember where I saw it, but I heard a rumor that the Hawks were considering taking on Luongo.
Yes. Actually, whoa, that's weird that you mentioned that. Andrew just mentioned that too. Yeah, the Vancouver wants to get rid of Luongo because it's been 5 times they've gotten in the playoffs, and 5 times Luongo shot himself, and they haven't gotten in. And they have a team. Exactly. Bobby Lou. They have a team that can win the cup. It's just that you need a really solid goalie as well and good defense, and they do not have it. Javi Buen did not have back issues from drunk driving in the desert. God damn it.
Andrew's still on the show.
Derailing the show from afar. So yeah,
wait, have him send that stuff to me, and I will just keep his thing up on the big TV.
There you go. Yeah, Andrew, start.
Just I am me, Andrew.
Yeah, just I am. What's his name, Brett? So yeah, stop. I am me, Andrew. Jesus Christ. So yeah, Bobby Lou. So they're looking to trade, Luongo. Just anybody. There was talk of Chicago for a long time. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see that. Let me pull it. Yeah, I don't think you're able to see that anything.
I can't.
You know what, Brett? The TV is not even on.
Oh, I'm retarded. That's right.
We have it.
I'll just unplug
Andrew
that.
says, fuck you.
I'll just unplug that.
Sorry, Andrew. We forgot we rearranged because there's just the two of us tonight. So,
just the two of us.
Yeah, Luongo's going to get traded, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to get traded. Fuck him. Schneider, who's not that great of a goalie, is going to remain goalie now.
You shouldn't have said anything. I would have just kept it over there.
You know what? I shouldn't have, but then I pull it up and I'm like, oh, yeah, we don't have a TV on there.
No, we don't have it up there.
I have a different angle today. So, that's hockey. If we do stop, sorry again. Of course, we're watching hockey. And
second period just started.
Yeah, it did just start. So
that was a quick intermission.
It was.
Only 20 minutes.
They're usually 15, 20 minutes. Jackass. I was too busy breaking bottles here, apparently. Yeah. What else we got going on in the world, Brett?
Apparently, there's 4.5 billion potential Earth-like planets. The closest one being 4.3 light years away.
Did you link that to me?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I believe we talked about this before.
Yeah, now they're coming out and conclusively saying this.
Now they're coming out. Instead of just saying it.
Instead of just saying it.
You mean you can't just say things in science without having proof?
No,
That's
yeah.
weird.
Apparently. It's just coming out and just saying Bigfoot exists.
Is that new? Did they do that before?
They speculated and based on new calculations or something like that.
All right, so 4.5 potentially billion habitable planets. Jesus, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane. And you tell me that there can't be life on other ones? Like there can't be...
Well, they found a one planet orbiting around, I think it's Proxima Centauri, which is our closest star in galactic terms, 4.3 light years, which is extremely close. And
not long enough.
That's what she said. Then they found one that orbits really close to the star, so there's no way it could possibly contain life. It's like Mercury close, boiling hot. But more often than not, when there's planets that close, there's also ones farther out. So they're thinking it's possible there may be one in the habitable zone, but they're 99% sure that there is one in the next closest star system, which is 11.3 light years.
But I don't really like how they can say it's impossible to have life on a planet
life as we know it, I should specify.
Yeah, because there could be some fucked up life that we don't even understand out there. That
we look for carbon-based life forms
exactly.
like ourselves. There could be silicon-based life forms for all we fucking know.
There could be metal. There could be plastic. There could be really weird shit out there that you just fucks up your mind. Although plastic would be carbon-based too, but there could be shit that we can't even detect that we don't even think is life.
Well, they just completed a project in the Antarctic where they drilled down think it was 2 miles through Antarctic ice to a lake that's been sealed off for millions of years. I think it was like 2 or 3 million years. It's been completely iced off from like the rest of the world, and they found bacterial life.
Yeah, trapped in it.
Yeah,
they did that.
That's thriving.
Yeah. And it's shit that we haven't seen. That's why there was, I think Rogan was talking about that one time, and they were joking. They're like, don't pull that out because it's going to be some super AIDS. Fuck us all.
Exactly. Well, the first time I read that, I was like, this is not good. This is going to spread some type of massive disease, which is a good thing that it's in the Antarctic because it's so cold there, it probably couldn't get anywhere unless it was like this ridiculous airborne thing that would just like spew into the air.
It's
and
like the
like,
fucking T-virus.
Yeah. That's what's going to start the zombie apocalypse. We're going to dig down to one of those lakes underneath the Antarctic, and all of a sudden, zombies. That's how it's going to happen.
Speaking of zombies, I saw this really cool zombie pack that I almost bought. It was like a zombie made pack for 3 days. It had like 3 days of food, water, fire. Like it's like a survival kit for 3 days in a little box.
You're holding off turning into a zombie for 3 days.
3 days, yeah. Well, you could just buy a bunch of them, but I thought that was really cool
and stash them strategically all over the place.
Exactly, like weapons, like I have in my place.
Yep.
Which soon will be a gun. Very soon.
Are you getting the Glock 19 4th generation?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to get, depending on the price. I'm going to kind of let the market cool. I know that I just heard that Gander Mountain is having a sale soon.
Ooh, are they?
Yes.
There's one nice.
So I might take a gander at their mountains.
That's what he said at the strip club?
That is, exactly. Yeah. That's strip club. Male or female strip club?
Either.
Oh, okay. Both.
Tranny club.
Just go in between.
Cover all bases.
Exactly. So yeah, I definitely will be getting a gun in the next couple months probably. I have the money. It's just I don't want to spend $700 if I could have it for like $150 cheaper. Yeah, if I can get it for a little cheaper, which it should be because people are still freaking out. And there's still ammo shortages and stuff. Like most of the gun ranges. So, yeah, I'll be getting that. I don't know if I'll have it ever on the show.
I would.
Would you?
Yeah.
Just sit here and be like...
Well, the concealed carry law in Illinois is moving along.
Is it?
It's up to like 30 co-sponsors or some shit like that. Wow. It's going to pass this time.
Good.
And the moment that passes, and once I'm getting a 1911 because I want a 1911 in.
You have small girly hands, so 1911 would be good for you.
Just kidding. I was like, do you know what I'm talking about?
1911, they're small handles.
No, that's a big gun, dude.
But small handles. No, I shot a 1911.
Yeah, they're
smaller than a Glock.
It depends on the size. It depends on the caliber that it's chambered with.
The one that Bertram had was a 1911 9mm, something like that. I don't remember.
I want a 45.
Okay, that's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Probably not the best for concealed carry, but
that's also not the best for home defense or anything like that.
Oh yeah, stopping power.
Yeah, but no, because you have to be quick. That's what I was explaining to me is home defense. You need something quick and small, like
7 shots. That's
9mm. You need. Not a big cannon. Well, for me in an apartment, I don't want to have like things go through walls and stuff.
Yeah, just get some hollow points. It's okay.
That goes through walls more.
I know. That's the point.
Okay, 45 caliber. Thank you, Andrew. Jeez, he's going all caps on me here.
What?
45 caliber was the 1911.
Okay.
It was really? I didn't know that because like it felt so tiny the handle in my hands, and I was like, I don't like.
You got
grip.
big man hands though.
I do have big fucking man hands. That's why the Glock 19 felt really good. 22 would probably feel even better, but I don't want to get that massive cannon.
Why?
Because I want to get not for my first gun. Like eventually I want to get a fucking I don't know. Rocket launcher, I guess.
Just go get a flare gun and buy some shotgun shells. That's all you need for home defense.
That would fuck somebody up, dude.
Yeah, and it's completely legal. Why are you pointing a flare gun at me, boy? Boom!
Oh my god, could you imagine? That would burn so bad.
Oh yeah,
too.
it would.
You would not want to break into someone's house that had that shit.
No. Good alternative though. Especially
if
that's
you
a good
idea.
Circumvent some gun laws. It's like a pocket shotgun.
Yeah. No, I conceal and carry is a good idea because clearly in Chicago with the absolute handgun ban in Chicago has not worked because there's been so much handgun death in the past few weeks, including like these last couple days. I know there was a couple little children that were shot and shit, and you're like, come on. Do you
remember when Public Enemies came out with Johnny Depp?
Yes.
They found apparently in some like records somewhere or in evidence something they found the gun that actually killed John Dillinger, and the city of Chicago put it up for auction, but because of the handgun ban, they couldn't actually have it in Chicago for the auction. It was in like Oak Park or something.
No.
Yeah, I'm completely. I'll find the article.
I didn't know they found the gun that killed him because it was in evidence. There was a lot of speculation that he faked his own death.
I don't know.
There's a conspiracy that he faked his own death.
There's a conspiracy about everything.
There is, but you know what I love about conspiracies is just talking about them because some of them are fascinating. But there's this thought that he might have faked his own death. But you know what? I think like there's the thought everybody who dies like that, like every Kennedy, all that shit, Lincoln, Hitler, all those big people, that they thought that they faked their own deaths. So I don't really believe it. I think he was really shot by the government.
Yeah, it's like JFK.
Yeah, shot by the government.
Why is this on CNN Money?
Because they're still auctioning it off. That's why.
This
So
isn't the right one.
So I love how they can't have the pistol that killed.
Yeah, and it's not
Dillinger.
even working anymore. But just because it was a pistol,
Are you serious?
Yeah,
You can't even have.
It was non-functional.
What about toy guns? Toy guns are banned, so little kids can't. Can you go like this and they're like, arrest him? He's got a hand. What if you throw away a piece of paper? Is that illegal too?
Yeah. Oh, the piece of paper that was. So funny.
Andrew goes conspiracy theories. George Tsoukalos, cray hair, and then he does have crazy hair.
This is it. It was aliens.
Aliens did it. Aliens killed Dillinger. Very true. Very awesome. What else we got?
I don't know. I read so much stuff today, and I'm drawing a complete blank on it.
I'm just getting off working 10 days in a row, so my brain.
The potentially habitable planets was awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, we had talked about that before, but it's very cool that they're actually confirming it.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was really weird? One of the Joe Rogan episodes before had Melissa Etheridge on it.
Hang on one second.
And I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's actually a
songwriter.
I haven't listened to
I
it
haven't
quite
listened
yet.
to that one yet. I saw
because he came out with like 20 in the last 3 days. It feels like, and I'm backlogged so bad.
Yeah,
on him.
I hate when he does that because I feel like sometimes he records twice a day and just just releases one as a pre-recorded.
Yeah, he could. I mean, if
Instead
he's
of
having
doing
time and
that.
stuff. Yeah,
No, who hasn't done one in a while though. That's really pissing me off, or one that's actually worth listening to. Kevin Ferreira. He was on a good roll where he was doing like the funniest fucking one I've listened to was with him, Candace Bailey, and Sarah Underwood.
Amazing,
Hilarious.
best episode. Yeah,
Absolutely hilarious. I was crying at my desk laughing. And ever since then, I feel like since the new year, he really hasn't done anything.
he did 10 was okay. Pointless 10 I liked.
I don't remember. I don't even listen to
It
that.
wasn't but it wasn't. I wasn't like laugh out loud. I was when I get up in the morning and get ready for work and shit. I listen to all my podcasts and stuff. So I just have stuff playing for like the 40 minutes it takes me to get ready for work.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have shit playing, and I listened to it, and it was like not bad, but it was nothing to write home about.
Yeah,
And
I thought all the other episodes leading up to that were so funny.
Right, and he was funny, but the problem I think is he's got a lot going on. He's got like a couple TV shows lined up,
creative stuff.
Yeah,
they got the torturing gamers thing that I
Yes.
want to watch so bad because I think it's going to be so funny.
That's gonna be very funny. Does that come out?
He keeps saying coming soon. I don't
Okay.
think he's actually said the date.
So yeah, when that comes out, we definitely need to watch that because I love Kevin Pereira. You know what's funny is they're still playing all of the Attack of the Show stuff and shit on G4.
I thought
Like,
G4
X-Play.
I thought it was all done.
Yeah, X-Play. They're not live. They're old episodes.
I thought it like changed over to the new network already.
It's still called G4. They just got rid of X-Play and Attack of the Show. That's it. That's all that's changed.
So now they're playing reruns of Cops, X-Play, and Attack of the Show.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there was an episode of X-Play and Andrew was like, "What the fuck?" Like I thought they changed over, and I guess they just I don't know what they're doing if they've decided not to, and they just killed those shows off for shits.
So
No,
they just have to play royalties instead of having to pay their full salaries.
Maybe, but they haven't started anything up yet.
It's so dumb. I still can't. Oh, fucking Phoenix scored. How did I miss that?
I don't know. We are on air, you know. So I mean, I
That's
guess
true.
we could miss shit like that. And it's still 4-1. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurting. Did he get hit with the puck? Looks like it.
Who is that?
Somebody on their team. Some douchebag.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, what the fuck are we talking about?
Attack of the Show.
Oh yeah, G4. Don't I have not watched G4.
It's so sad.
It is.
There is no other than Geekified TV. There is no shameless plug. There is no content being produced, and I can't say that either because we've had some people bail on us in terms of content creation.
Yeah,
So,
people have real lives though. All of us have full-time shit
we have
going
real
on.
lives.
Yeah,
We
I
do
would
it.
be if this was when I was in pharmacy school. I'd be bailing on you. I can tell you that now.
This is true.
I just
and,
wanted to-
and you did during your exams and stuff. But
yeah,
that's
exactly.
exams. It's
Yeah,
real life happens, but
it does. Sadly,
fucking real life. I wish we could podcast every day. That would be like awesome.
God, that would be so much, dude. The server space would be ridiculous.
No, it wouldn't.
Kevin Smith
I have
tried it.
unlimited.
Kevin Smith tried it, and it becomes a chore. It becomes a job. That's why he quit it.
Yeah.
Like he tried it. He did it for a few months straight.
Unless you get a good lineup of like guests and stuff, it's really like Joe. I almost said Joe Periotti for some reason. I don't even know. I don't even know who Joe Periotti is.
Just made him up.
I have no idea. That's gonna be my new alias.
There you go. Good way to tell everybody.
Joe, he always has an awesome guest on every one of his shows, so it's never just him and Red Band shooting the shit.
Right, and they do have a couple, but very rarely in the last like 100 episodes do they have. Yeah, because they've had
in the
so
past
many.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Very rarely is it Red Band and Rogan anymore. It's always one of his buddies, Ari Shaffir or
I'm still listening to that episode, and it's so funny. I love Ari. I need to go buy his special.
I did buy it. I have not watched it yet.
I need to.
Not had
I need
time
to
to watch it.
I need to download it.
It's very funny. It's only $5. Go download his shit. So is Rogan's last comedy special, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I need to watch that one too. As soon as I saw when I was leaving work today and I saw how shitty the roads were and stuff, all I could think about was him on stage.
Yeah.
Chicago drivers are awesome, just drinking their coffee, spinning out on black ice.
I love it. It's so true.
Yeah, it's all I kept thinking about.
Very true. Very funny. What else we got?
I've contributed 2 articles, so it's your turn.
Fuck you. I'm tired.
You were off at 3.
Yeah, and I worked 10 days in a row.
Yeah,
And I've worked out. I worked out the whole time. In the
Did
10
you
days.
really?
Yes.
I'm thinking about just canceling my gym membership and getting some kettlebells. And
Dude, you should, man. Way cheaper than
buffing it. Yeah.
that.
$60 a month that I don't use.
Yeah, dude.
I signed up last January, and I think I've gone.
I can show you
10
how.
times.
Like we could do them together. It'd be so cool
That'd
because
be
we're so
awesome.
close. Like because
And you've got battle ropes too.
I do have the battle ropes. Yeah, because I'm worried about hurting myself, so I need to make sure that I don't. But the kettlebells, you can do cardio. Like I do swings, fucking kettlebell swings, and I do those for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and I do 5 rounds of that. 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and by the end, like I'm getting better.
Functional strength.
Yeah, but it's also like you're breathing like a motherfucker by the end of that. But you're using your whole body.
Yeah.
And then I do like you can do arm lifts and you can do squats with them. Like they're so versatile. I really wish that every gym would have them. You don't really need anything else.
No, you don't. I mean,
Because you can
that
do
was one of the
so many
things that
exercises.
oh crap, what's his name? I used to listen to his podcast all the time, but he does a daily one, and it gets to the point where you get backlogged, and some of them aren't that good. It's the Survival Podcast. It was he talks about functional strength and stuff.
Yes. Let me tell you,
TSP.
the functional strength, like I've noticed how much stronger I am. How much, like the weird thing is how you can carry yourself. Like how I can just walk around things and not bump into shit as much anymore, not fall over as much.
Yeah.
It's that weird functional strength that you get like in your core that you can just hold yourself up.
Jack Spirko. There we go.
Oh, I've heard of him before. Yeah.
He brilliant guy. He does some great. Oh wow, he's on his 1066 episode.
Oh my God, he is the first person I've had to break the 1,000 mark.
He used to do a weekly, and then a while ago he created the TSP network, and he does one every day, and you can sign up to like.
How long are they?
Usually about hour and a half, and he does it every day.
Every day,
Monday through Friday. He does it.
How the fuck do you have that much content?
I saw all talking about survivalism, homesteading, guns, current like economics, everything. He hits everything about like he has a completely off the grid household. He has like 10 acres. It's all productive land.
Why can't he be on Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he needs to be. He's fucking awesome.
Dude, we should fucking. Is he on Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Dude, we should tweet him and Rogan and hook them up.
Yeah, it would be really cool. He's just his tagline is helping you live a better life if times get tough or even if they don't.
Whoa.
So it talks about this whole thing about like homesteading, and he talks at like not survivalist retreats, but like he went to like the Porcupine Project in New Hampshire, like the Free State Project, and some other stuff. It's really, really awesome content. I need to get back into listening to him because it's good stuff. It's just so much and you really have to. It's not one of those ones you can just put on the background and listen to because a lot of times it's really detailed stuff that he's talking about.
Right.
In terms of what's the type? I forgot how he actually does his gardens and all that kind of stuff. I can't remember what the actual.
Hydroponics?
No, not hydroponics. It's actual like in the ground. He's like he lives in Arkansas. And he's got like his whole like broadcast center and stuff that he has like on his property and stuff because he broadcasts it on ham radio, and then actually like puts the show up. And
if you're Jewish, you can't listen to the ham radio.
No,
damn it,
no ham.
Fuck. God damn it. That is, I will have to check him out because I'm looking for something like that. You know, to break. I switched between all the Kevin Smith stuffs and
I haven't
Joe
listened
Rogan.
to this modcast in so long.
You son of a bitch. There's been a couple of good episodes.
Yeah, I know that I've seen some good ones on there, and I just haven't gotten around to listen to them because I used to listen to that. Sex with Katie Morgan was so funny, and I just stopped listening to it.
Right.
Fat Man on Batman. I haven't listened to it since the sixth episode.
26.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it since like the sixth episode. And there's some ones that I really wanted to listen to. I think the last one I listened to was the one with him and Mark Hamill, which was awesome.
I haven't listened to any
Luke
of those.
Skywalker and the People's Joker.
Yep.
It's awesome. Talk
must have been
about
badass.
like total mindfuck of your characters.
Seriously.
Like the pure good of Luke Skywalker to the I'm gonna fuck you up no matter what, the Joker.
The pure chaos of Joker.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's what I love about that character. I haven't listened to that either. Like I listened to Titus. Titus is doing 2 in a week now, consistently. Because he's finally realizing he can make money if he keeps doing them, and he's really good. I love Titus. Him and his crew are very funny. I recommend them a lot. I love them, but yeah, sometimes you just don't have enough hours in the day, and I feel bad because I want to listen to podcasts, but if I listen to only podcasts, I won't watch TV or anything like that or play video games, and it's like I'm not.
It's all finding the balance. There's so much content. It's finding out what you really want to listen to.
And you can skip episodes once in a while too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It's not like a continuity thing, like with like not that I watch them, but like for like soap operas or like sitcoms or anything like that, where it's like if you miss an episode, like for like Criminal Minds, for example, I'm caught up through like halfway through season 7, but they're almost at the end of season 8. And you can't just speak, I'm going to pick up and start watching it. It's like, no, you're going to miss so much stuff because there's always those underlying plots that you'll just happen to pick into an episode and you go, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, most podcasts you can miss episodes here and there and not miss too much.
I think I probably listened to 1 out of 5 Rogan podcasts. Anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because there's just so many of them.
I really try to pick up, and yeah, I'm like 6 behind right now, and so he's still talking about going to Chicago, and I'm like, fuck, I'm so behind.
I still can't believe you listened to that Burt one. It was like 5.5 hours.
Burt. Yeah.
Burt.com.
Burt Kreischer, he's the machine. Like he's a fucking. They did a 5-hour podcast. I loved it. It was entertaining through the whole 5 hours because it was just like you're hanging out with them.
Yeah.
So yeah. I was going back to the Melissa Etheridge one we were talking about.
Yeah.
I loved it because I didn't listen to it yet, but I loved he was talking about in one of the other shows. She contacted him to be on the show.
Really?
And he was like, I don't know why she wants to be on it. Like, he goes, what is this lesbian going to talk about, you know? And they're like, he's like, is she going to come on and be like, you know, you can't talk about lesbians and gays like that anymore and shit? Like, he was really confused, but I heard it was actually pretty interesting because I guess she's really hippie-ish.
Yeah.
Which is perfect for him to kind of talk and joke around with. So I'm going to listen to that one soon. But I have not yet. I thought it was a very interesting person to have on.
The commercial on the Ari Shaffir one was 35 minutes long.
Are you serious? Oh, my
It was
God.
hysterical. He went on this tirade about hemp. It was awesome.
Did he?
Yeah. It was like how it's like the most fucked up plant in the world.
Oh, yeah. You know what's funny,
all the
though?
stuff that you can do to it. And it was
After you've listened to as many episodes, I listened to, there's 240 some odd ones. I listened to about 220.
Yeah.
Because I went back and listened to a lot of them. Like when they start doing the commercials like this, you hear that stuff. Like sometimes I have to fast forward because you're like, it's the same speeches. It's so freaking funny. So I probably have heard that hemp one where he's like, it's a magical plant and blah, it's not psychedelic, and you know, they make cars out of it. Ford made cars about it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. He went into how the first car Ford was made out of hemp. And
there's a video of him hitting it with a sledgehammer and it didn't break.
The thing with Hearst like screwing it in the media because he had the paper mills and he didn't want to convert them to making hemp paper and stuff instead of wood paste paper, and it was, oh my God, I was dying.
Exactly. Fucking ridiculous. So that like sometimes he does that, but I still love him. He's still the man, you know. He's helped me with all this shit, you know. So I still listen to him. Everyone, like a loyal fucking dog right here. Like I said, when I'm waking up in the morning, or you know, sometimes at night, if I'm just chilling here and I don't feel like watching TV, I'll just throw a podcast on and do whatever.
Sit down, masturbate to Joe Rogan's
maybe
podcast.
Maybe once or twice I've done that, you know, but not to Joe Rogan. The podcast has just been on, you know, it just happens to be on.
A likely story.
Terrible, but funny. So yeah, it does not. It feels that way with all. I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew. Fuck you. I can't read and do stuff on the air. It's just terrible of me.
What the hell? They have a 90-pound kettlebell?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yes.
I just decided to pull this stuff up. If you purchase over 150 pounds of kettlebells, please call and place your order with Onnit customer service.
Yeah, because they have to,
They're so
you know how
heavy.
much the shipping is?
Oh, it's like shipping a cannonball. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's a cannonball with handle. I love the kettlebells, dude. Like, you know what? I would get 2 15-pounders at first.
I don't know if I'd actually order them from here. Oh, $17 really isn't that bad, though.
It's not. It's not.
It's probably 30 to ship them, though.
Yeah, probably. I would recommend. I mean, their kettlebells are very, very well balanced.
Yeah.
For what I've heard from like kettlebells you get at like Walmart or something like that, which can be kind of shitty.
How did you know? Oh,
I just guessed. You know.
See, I can get 3 for $50 at Walmart.
Yeah, but you can get 2 for less than $50. Or the shipping would
Wait. 3-piece cast iron kettlebell set value bundle, $49. Then right under, it's different weights. Okay, that's why I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. And it says right underneath it says 3-piece cast iron kettlebell set value bundle, $79. I was like, and it's the exact same picture. It's not different weights or anything. It's the identical picture.
Good job, Walmart.
Yeah.
Andrew says you should get the shake weight. I agree.
Robin has one.
She does. You guys never use it.
She's used it. It works. It says it works for her. It's too light for me though.
For women, shake weight's great, but we have too much strength already in our deltoid regions. We're too fucking manly already, so we don't have to
That's
like
my constipated face.
Exactly. You should have some kale shake. We don't need that though. You know. That's why we need to get some kettlebells, man. We could do some kettlebells together. It'd be badass. I still want to get a trainer and teach me how to do kettlebells. To make sure I'm not going to kill my back or anything like that.
He actually was talking about on the Art Sphere show that he was working on recording like actual like instruction videos.
They do, yeah, they are doing. Yeah, he's mentioned that before too, like 4 fucking times. He has mentioned that before that they were planning it and all this shit. I would buy it because like this, and I have an instructional video, but my problem is there's no one there watching you to be like, oh, you're gonna hurt yourself, you know?
Don't do it that way,
right? And
no, not that. That's your toe.
Exactly. My mom bought me a trainer like one session and I haven't done it yet because I haven't had time. Like I don't know when I'm gonna do it, and like I'm doing it on my own so much, and I'm like I feel like I'm doing good, but I always worry when right when I'm about to start doing my 5 rounds for 30 seconds, I'm like, man, I really hope I don't hurt myself. You know, like,
herniated disc.
Yeah, that's what I worry about.
Just fall to the ground. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
No one's there to help me. You know, I just want to make sure. Oh my god! Sponsored by Life Alert.
I saw that commercial the other day too. That commercial that's from like 1990 with the old lady. Help! I've fallen and I can't. That and Victory Auto Wreckers. I saw that commercial the other day it's clearly from like the mid 80s.
2 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock. I don't even remember what the fuck we were watching. It was so funny though.
Hawks scored again. Taves.
Fuck yeah, 5-1.
That is hilarious. Those little commercials, but yeah, no kettlebells. They are the only thing I want to work out with anymore because I was planning on buying like a big old gym and stuff for here, and I only really want the kettlebells.
Are you gonna get the Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley one?
No.
Or are you gonna get the Tony what's
Hinchcliffe?
No, the Gazelle freestyle or freestyle.
Oh
Gazelle
yeah,
that guy creeps me out. I can't remember his Tony something.
Yeah, I know you're talking about
not Tony Robbins.
Italian.
That's the motivational speaker.
Tony Robbins hungry. No. Kettlebell. I was gonna get a Bowflex like I had before.
Little? Tony Little?
It might be something like that. You could look it up. You have a computer in front of you.
You're
like looking at the computer like, computer, look it up for me.
I'm thinking this is why we need Google Glass because I can just speak it. And
that'd be so cool.
I can't. The beta versions are starting to ship. It cleared the FCC.
Really? Mm-hmm. No shit.
Tony Little?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Tony Little. Ew.
What? Should I bring it up on the?
Yeah. You got to pull this up. I pulled it up on the interwebs.
Send it to me so people can see.
Wait, that's not the right one. Use that link, but I was pulling it up for the picture, but the picture didn't load because it's funny.
Why is the picture not loading on Wikipedia?
No, because it didn't load.
It's not loading because it didn't load?
Yes.
That's a good reason. It's a great podcast. For those
look at Tony Little. That's the biggest fucking link ever.
Holy shit. That is one fucking
That is
man.
the guy who sells the Freestyle Gazelle on late night infomercials.
Did he kill that bear?
What?
Did he kill that bear?
Bear.
Did you send me the wrong?
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. Sorry, I didn't even know it. I was just like, that looks like a woman. That
thanks, Andrew. Fuck you. He's like, great podcasting, guys.
Great crapcast.
Great crapcasting, dude. Okay, that guy's on steroids. Mm-hmm. I don't think you can really get that big arms like that without steroiding it up.
Unless you use kettlebells, like a man.
No, not even. You could kettlebell every day for the rest of your life. Why is he like raping that bear?
I don't know. He's like asserting his dominance or something. I don't know.
He's staring at the camera. It's creepy as fuck. Andrew showed me this. I forgot.
It kind of reminds me of the painting from Ghostbusters 2.
Yes. Oh my god. Of the V guy. What the fuck's his name?
Oh crap! I gotta look this up now. Ghostbusters.
That is funny.
2.
Andrew I forgot that they have this now. I really don't know much about these steel bells. Have you ever heard of the Hyperwear steel bells?
No.
I'll put it up on the screen really quick here, but they're actually Onnit sells them. If you go to Geekify and click on our banner, not an advertisement in the middle of the show that's douchey, but
Vigo
Mortensen, wasn't that the guy's name? So if you look at the screen here, we have the Hyperwear steel bells. I have not actually seen these. These look like they're pretty fucking badass. That's crazy.
Ooh.
Like they're basically. I'll scroll down a bit.
That's a cannonball.
No, it's flat.
Oh, it's
flat. It's this thing that you have like handles on and you can lift all weird. You'll see when I scroll down. That is really, really wicked looking though.
Interesting.
I like that. Very cool. Different. Definitely different. What did you send me? Did you send me Vigo?
Yeah, I did.
You gotta bring up Vigo because it's so badass. It's such a. If it ever loads, come on.
No, I when I worked at Sears for a very short time, there was a one of the guys that was like the director of the project that I was working on, one of the retail store projects.
Yeah.
He sounded like Egon.
No,
looked like him and sounded like him. His name was Chester something. I can't remember what his fucking name was, but I remember being on a conference call. And we're sitting there like me, the director, and then the guy who sounds like Egon was like in the main office in Hoffman Estates. We had him dialed in and stuff. My boss pulls up a picture of Egon next to the phone. I'm like, oh my God. And then at the end of the conference call, my boss, his name is Neil, he goes, so Neil, he's like, can you say something for us real quick? And he goes, yeah, sure. And he's like, this is going to be completely stupid, but just go with it. And he's like, okay. He's like, say, don't cross the streams.
Oh my God, that is funny.
Hysterical. The glasses, mannerisms, everything. It was the funniest fucking thing ever. I've never met someone who was such a doppelganger for somebody else in my life.
Shit. Did he like that? Did he think it was
He thought
funny?
it was hysterical. He's like, you know what? He's like, other people have mentioned it to me before, but I've never had someone take it quite that far, especially at work.
That is fucking hilarious.
It was awesome.
We have a picture of the sexy Vigo up on the screen right now, and he's so freaking funny looking. I love him. That is funny as hell, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So we had I know we had a story to talk about. The Bionic Man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to send you that.
Nice job. So tell us a little bit about this Bionic Man.
You had the article up. Can you send it
I
back
have it
to
up
me?
on the screen. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, never mind. I just scroll. Times of India. India Times.
Yeah. So here's Rex. It's the world's first Bionic Man.
$1 million. Not the $6 million man. This is only the $1 million man.
That is not that much, though.
No, it's really not.
Like, it's like the bargain bin.
Yeah, this is
man.
the bargain Bionic Man. But they said about 60, I think it said 60% of a functional human, like no stomach or anything like that. And like the hand is prosthetic, but it doesn't quite function like an actual human hand does. Getting the dexterity. I remember reading several years ago that the human hand is like one of the hardest things to recreate mechanically.
Yes. It's almost impossible.
And the person that did it best was Leonardo da Vinci, and it was 500 years ago.
Yeah. Aliens.
Exactly. Ancient Aliens finally comes back on Friday too. It was off last Friday.
Really?
Yeah, I was like so pissed. I woke up Saturday morning getting ready to like clean the house and stuff. I always put on Ancient Aliens, and then I put on a couple episodes of other shows.
Do you really?
Yeah, every Saturday morning. And I get up. I guess I get up at like 7:00 in the morning, and I just get up and put that stuff on and start going around the house, cleaning up everything. And 7:00. Oh my God, we scored again.
Yeah, they pulled him. They pulled the goalie.
6-1.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Woo.
Wait,
That's a great game.
Sorry, Tom's got Mike Smith, so
yeah, they're pulling him. He's probably at like -80 right now.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Right now.
Yeah. So this guy, it's crazy that they made a Bionic Man. He's not, like you say, he's not a full.
Still got 2 points.
He's only worth $1 million. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy.
Yeah,
But did you
he's
see
got
that?
a face and everything though. It's really creepy.
A 6'5" man. That's crazy.
It's a beast, man. It's bigger than Kyle.
That's a big boy. It's a big boy
It's
for a
a
Bionic Man.
huge bitch.
Very cool. No picture, which is kind of
Yeah,
pissing me
no,
off.
there's no picture on that particular article, but I saw it. Let me pull up.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad that science is improving. That we one day we'll have bionic people, which kind of scares me though. I don't know if we really need bionic people except for war.
I had a dream, and I'm not Martin Luther King.
I was gonna say, am I okay?
Too
soon.
It's never too soon to joke about racism. I had this weird. decided I usually only take one alpha brain before I go to bed just because I don't want to have too crazy of dreams. Well, I took one in the morning the other day and at night took 3 instead. Holy shit.
Did it work?
Yes. I had this ridiculous dream that I reached the singularity, and it was like 3 years from now, not far at all. And it was an elective thing. You can, like, if you wanted to, you could have your consciousness uploaded into a computer. Like now, you don't even have to like die or whatever. Just like it was almost kind of. I think it was probably because I was watching some episodes of Stargate Atlantis, so it probably pulls that in where they were talking about machine ascension, and so it's like okay, so it's like oh, you don't have to do this or whatever, but if you want to, you can, and these are the benefits and these are the downsides, and it was just like what? Oh, and it's not reversible, and I was just like. Fuck it, upload my brain to a computer.
Holy shit.
And it was the weirdest fucking thing ever because it was just like you're everywhere all at once. It was like the most bizarre thing.
You think it was like from the future yourself is telling you it's coming?
Yeah.
Like
it was really awesome. It was like, I just remember it's like, I remember being like uploaded and then just waking up.
And then, oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, it was like brief second of like omniscience of being in the computer and then I was wide awake. But the crazy thing was, I actually got to sleep at a decent hour that night. I went to sleep at like 11, and I woke up. I had my alarm set for 5:45. I woke up at 5:40, like just bolt upright.
Wow.
It was the crazy. I've never slept so soundly in my life, though. I need to switch my alpha brain regimen around.
Take
just
it
for
at
that.
night, man. You don't take it at night though. Let your brain have a cool down day.
I don't like my brain to rest.
You don't want to take too much. You start to have like acetylcholine side effects and shit.
What's that?
Like not being able to piss as much. You know,
I don't have that
stuff.
problem. I found one with a picture.
Yeah, but you haven't pissed yet during the show, so that worries me. Usually you piss 3 or 4
I
times.
pissed just before we started.
Oh,
I've got to.
man.
I'm just holding it because it's awkward with only 2 people.
No, go ahead. I can
No,
talk.
it's cool. I'm good. I can. I'm the master of my own bladder. I can hold this thing for like 6 hours. I can mute on the Metro.
Why is this taxing my computer?
It's a semi-high res image. I don't know.
Let me whip this up on the screen.
And his hands are actually fairly accurate too.
That is so cool. This is the Bionic $1 Million Man.
Mm-hmm. Creepy as shit looking too.
He is actually.
I just this is the precursor to the T-1000. Whenever I see stuff like this, I always go, okay, and this is when the machines rise.
Yeah, this is the beginning. This is going to be in your bedrooms, killing you in the few years. Wow, that is crazy looking, dude. That is just fucked up. Man, can it walk?
Yeah, it's capable of walking and everything.
Whoa.
Short for robotic exoskeletons. Oh, I didn't realize.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's clever, motherfuckers. That's just terrifying. Terrifying. It's coming. Crazy as shit. So, what else we got going on? Hawks are still 6'1".
They put a picture of Lee Majors next to him.
Nice.
The $6 million man.
That's very cool. What else we got going on in this world here?
I don't know. What else?
I had a story to tell that I promised I was going to tell. Oh, what the fuck was it?
You sounded like you had it and then you lost it.
I did, and it was something really funny that I promised I would fucking tell on the show, and I can't remember it right now. God damn it. That was a doggy.
Yeah, I know. She heard something.
It's okay, Dakota.
It's like, I am on high alert.
Yeah, right? No attack mode. There was a dog the other night barking all night somewhere.
Oh, really?
In the building. I thought it was outside at first, but I went to bed and it was barking.
There's coyotes in the area, so.
No, it was a little dog.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that there's coyotes in the area, and that sets them off. She went berserk the other night.
She should. She's supposed to defend. Mm-hmm. What the fuck was this story? God, I can't believe I forgot.
While you're thinking of that, speaking of dogs going berserk, Tuesday I was working from home because I was carless, and I didn't know there's a bus stop right in front of my house at like 9 o'clock in the morning, which I never see. And I'm sitting there like making breakfast and stuff, and just like got my computer open, and I'm just like cooking some eggs and some sausage and stuff. All of a sudden, she just runs to the window, like flipping out. And there's this guy out there with 3 kids. I'm like, is this guy like trying to molest these little kids or something? And then I saw the bus coming. I was like, oh, it's a guy just dropping his kids off. She was going nuts. You would have think this guy was out there like doing something totally nefarious the way she was acting. It was unbelievable. I've never seen her look that vicious ever.
You know, they say that dogs can sense like bad people
and
bad things in people. Maybe that guy's an asshole. Like
Yeah,
maybe he just beats his wife every night. and she's just like trying to tell you to be like, dude, like fucking kill that guy. He does not deserve to be on
Kill
this
him.
planet.
Kill him. He's by our yard. Kill him.
Yeah, look at her.
She's like, I told you.
Yeah, she's like, motherfucker, you talk about that guy outside? And she's like, why'd you let him live, Daddy? Why?
You're supposed to shoot him.
I warned you.
She's like, now you're boring me.
Yeah, right. Seriously, there's been some really cool research on dogs that are really good at detecting, like what a human is thinking about and doing and all that shit. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's freaky that they can sense that. Like they can smell it apparently on some people because they can smell like way more than we can. Which is just yeah, right. Yeah.
So I put my foot.
Sneaky, she passes out.
I remember one time Andrew came over to the house. She put her nose in her shoe, and she was like, "Oh,
yeah." She was like,
"Fuck
me." It was, you know what? It was like she was high. She like did a dose of like DMT and was like, another planet. Like she just
planet.
She like blasted off in his space on his shoes because he knows
so
what the fuck's
funny.
growing in Andrew's shoes.
Yeah.
Sweats in him all day at work and shit at that motor place. Oh, gotta be fun. So, yeah. What the fuck? I wish I could remember the story. I'm gonna get my ass yelled at for this, but it was something gay. It was really fucking funny though. It was something like we were talking about some story, and she was like talking about some guy at work. My tech and I.
Oh, your tech or your student? Your whipping boy or your
whipping girl?
Whipping girl.
No, student's done.
Oh.
Thankfully.
That was a short rotation.
Yeah, it's 10 weeks, 1 day a week. It's the first year. It's nothing. You can do it in your sleep. Oh man, it was something like some dude, and I said something really gay, and I didn't mean to because I was like, oh man, I said something so fucking gay.
I'd kill to have that on my face.
No, it was something like that where I was like, oh no, I'd marry him. And she's like, you'd marry him, and I'm like, whoops.
Are we talking about Robert Downey Jr.?
I'd marry him. No, but we should.
If
Robert Down syndrome Jr.
Yeah. On that note, but I'll keep going with this story first. Robin had that. We were watching the Golden Globes, I think it was. And Robin's like, he came on to present something, and Robin's like, yeah, he's totally on my laminated list. I'm like, if I swung that way, he'd be on my laminated list.
He's a good looking dude.
He's like the coolest guy ever. It's like, he reminds me, not like at all in terms of appearance, but like personality, reminds me of Justin Long.
Right.
Like, I could walk up to Justin Long and be like, dude, let's go hang out. And I feel like he'd be like, oh, yeah,
like,
let's go.
Cool, you got any weed?
Or like Vince Vaughn.
Long.
Yeah. Or like Vince Vaughn or Jonah Hill, any one of them. It's just like that cool. It's like, hey, I get along with everybody type thing.
Seth Rogen would be very just down to earth.
Yeah. And everybody that like has talked about him in interviews have said that he's like the most down to earth person ever.
Right. He doesn't have an ego. Like he's just very like, hey
he's very
man.
humble.
I mean, he was in a Kevin Smith movie for God's sakes, and so.
I forgot he was in Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
He was in Zack and Miri, and
that movie was so underrated, but so funny.
They thought that was going to be $100 million movie, like all of the other movies he was in, and it only made $30 million.
And like
opening made what
Rogan. He talked about that on
many times
an episode of Smodcast, like shortly after it came out.
Yeah, very sad.
How they were like run into the see what the initial earnings were, and they're like, oh, well, that's a letdown.
Yeah, they're like, fuck, my career's done.
I still don't understand how they make money off of stuff like that. Like when you hear about things like Johnny Depp being in Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's like, oh, he made $50 million doing that. I mean, granted, that's a $1 billion franchise, but you get these movies where it's like you have like Bruce Willis who's commanding like a $25 million fee just to be in the movie. And then the movie only makes $27 million at the box office.
You know why? DVD sales afterwards.
That's true. I forgot.
DVD sales. Yeah, it's DVD. It's worldwide DVD sales because some other countries our DVDs are huge. So they they do make a little bit of money. I mean, it's funny because like, oh man, we only made $5 million in this. You still got $5 million, asshole. But yeah, that's how they work it in like the tens of millions that they like to make. So yeah, but
that's how Family Guy came back, because Family Guy got canceled because it got shit for ratings. Now it's going into its like 13th season or something like that. But they got saved after its third season or second season when they took it off the air, and the DVD sales just exploded, and they were like, let's bring this back.
Yeah, and people really wanted them to come back.
Yeah. And before I forget, my sister she's down at Disney for her internship. She was saying that apparently Johnny Depp shows up there all the time in character as Jack Sparrow and just walks around the park.
That's so.
And you don't even know. I think he just does it just because he thinks it's funny.
Because he's fucking Johnny Depp. When he went to that sick kid in Europe.
Yeah.
That kid had cancer and just came as Jack Sparrow and was like, hey, I'm here.
Probably one of the best characters ever. Like,
he is good.
Probably one of the best performances.
He's very good. He's very funny. Johnny Depp's an amazing dude too. You hear about Christian Bale? What he did?
Yeah,
the last couple weeks.
Yeah, the kid. Or no, maybe
he did two things with that kid. the one
He
kid who
molested him and then he counseled him.
Yeah, and he helped him. He's like,
Not really.
good
Please
for
don't sue us
you."
for libel.
No, Christian Bale. Not only is Christian Bale one of my favorite actors of all time, he's actually a good guy. Even though he had that yelling thing, and he actually apologized for that. You remember that? He yelled at the guy during.
Oh
Terminator,
yeah.
Good for you. Like he was like, we're finished and all that shit.
Yeah, I remember.
He actually apologized to that guy and like took him out for lunch and shit. And,
yeah.
So yeah, no, Christian Bale. There's this kid dying of cancer in the hospital. I cannot
Cancer
remember where.
boy.
Cancer boy. Christian, and he's like a huge Batman fan.
I'm Batman.
So Christian Bale called him and was like, just talking to him on the phone, and like they recorded it, and the kid was like, Christmas Day, you know, it was so fucking cool. The kid was just eyes lit up. He's bald, like he's got the cancer look, and just fucking so happy. And Christian, it talked for 30 minutes, which I was like, I can't believe they talked for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Then Christian Bale sent him like this box of all this like stuff that he had from the Batman movies, like all this
awesome,
you know, costume stuff and just props and shit that he just sent it to him. And I'm like, that is so fucking cool that he did that. And Christian Bale didn't really want it to be like publicized. It was publicized by the parents because they recorded the phone conversation and then put it on YouTube, and they recorded the kid opening the box. And Christian Bale did not.
Was he like the N64 kid when he opened the box?
Yeah, he was all fucking. He was like, because he was so happy. He was all cancer fights. So he was all like, you know, he's weak, but he was so happy with all that shit. It was really, really cool that Christian Bale did that and was not publicizing it. Like the parents publicized it for him because he would not have otherwise. But it's very cool that he did that when he found out that this kid was dying
like
of cancer.
J.J. Abrams showing that guy.
Yes.
He died like 2 days after that.
Yes,
too,
he did.
Showing him Star Trek into Darkness,
which is insane. It's so cool that they do that stuff now. You know,
power of Reddit, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like the whole story with the fucking Star Wars movie, the fanboys. You know, the kid dying of cancer gets to see Star Wars before it comes out and shit. Did you see that movie? Oh, you had to have when he was like Rush's Variety, like that movie. I could have sworn you watched it with us. You might have fallen asleep during it.
I Love You, Man?
No,
that's where
Fanboys.
Oh, I've never seen Fanboys.
Oh, I thought you had.
No,
it's a kid dying of cancer, and their goal is to go to Skywalker Ranch and break in and watch the first episode 1 back when it came out, and they get caught. And it's really funny. Like Kevin Smith's in it, and all these fucking.
Oh no, I've heard him talk about that before. Now that you say that,
Fanboys is really good, and he's like dying of cancer, and he lets him see a screening of it before he dies.
Oh, that's cool.
In the movie, it's really cool and touching. Like you do not expect it to be really cool like that, but the movie is really good.
Speaking of Kevin Smith, too, he's going to be at C2E2 at the end of April.
Yes, he is.
I kind of want to go for an evening with Kevin Smith.
He's doing an evening.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I can or not. We should try to go.
It's like 2 days before my birthday, so I kind of want to go.
29th is your birthday?
28th.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Because my other buddy's birthday's on the 31st. I'm going to see Book of Mormon.
Who?
Book of Mormon. Yeah, I can't speak today.
Yeah.
I'm slurring my words like a motherfucker.
Drunk.
Apparently. At work, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, are you okay? I'm just tired.
I did my
drugs. The Book of Mormon is what I'm going to see, and I'm fucking excited.
Awesome.
It looks really good. Speaking of that, I saw a really cool... You want to go to the bathroom? I can talk?
No, I'm good.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah, I told you I can hold this shit for hours.
Good. I can, too. Just train your bladder to be a man. They did a really cool, like, 45-minute documentary on making a South Park episode.
Oh, nice.
It's on Netflix. Really fucking fascinating what those guys have to go through to make an episode. They can make an episode in 6 days. They can write, record, animate, and put on air in 6 days an episode of South Park.
That's incredible.
And they go
I've
through...
never been a South Park fan, but that's incredible.
You haven't really know that. They
when it first came out, just because it was the cool thing, and I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I'd watch it secretly.
Now it's funny now. Like now it's so political and charged and stuff like that. But watch the documentary because they go through the hell these guys got to go through to make an episode in 6.
Do they do it in 6 days every week? Every new episode?
Every new episode isn't done in 6 days.
Wow, and they do full 22 episode seasons too, don't they?
Yes, and they're like, and they were talking about because they had the Book of Mormon stuff in the beginning of it. They were talking about, and they're like,
so they do a full season in 138 days.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And they fucking and you know it takes like 8 or 9 months to do a Simpsons episode. So they're like,
how long?
8 to 9 months to do one Simpsons episode.
Oh, they still hand draw everything for that though,
in Asia. Yeah, they do everything by it's actually cool how South Park does their animation.
Well, it's all not stop motion.
No, it's not anymore. It's semi-stop. They actually go through the science of it in the documentary. They're using computers. They're using animated art that they have, but they can really enhance it digitally. And they're like, if this was 10 years ago, they could not do an episode in 6 days because the animation.
They used to do it with paper.
Yes, they go through that too. They used to do stop motion with paper, which would take ever.
Yeah, it's like claymation.
They still-
Claymation is like the most awful.
Exactly.
Thing ever. It's cool as it is.
It's that's why it's impressive to
Wallace
do it.
and Gromit.
And it's still like that in the animation style they do it to keep that, but it's more computerized where they can manipulate a little bit more with the computers. They're all using Macs too, by the way, which is interesting.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Designers usually do.
Right, it's very handy for them to do. But they do the writing, and then they do the drawing and the editing, and they have to go to the to be approved by Comedy Central because they got to go through what is that,
The
standards
censor.
and practice?
Yeah.
The censors have to have their look at it first, and they're like,
It's like, how many bleeps are we gonna have to insert into this episode?
one of the funniest moments is they were doing the episode with the iPad. You know, when they didn't.
I've never seen
Okay,
this one.
so there's an episode where one of the guys didn't read. I think it was Stan or Kyle. Kyle didn't read the terms of agreement for iPad. And so it automatically enrolls you in this program that, you know, the human centipede. They make the human iPad centipede. And like, and he says that he has to do it because he signed the terms of agreement. He's like, nobody reads that. And Cartman's like, dude, everybody fucking reads that.
They,
you know,
they
like,
could put we get to take your dog if you use this in there.
yeah, and no one would know. And that's the joke, is that no one reads the terms of certain. No one does that. Like,
No.
you don't have time to read that shit.
Except
Exactly. So that's the joke on that whole episode. So they make the human centipede, and
Centipede.
that's what they call the human centipede. And very funny episode. But they go through them all writing this, dude. Oh my god, it's like you know they're talking like 15-hour days that they would do. They do it for 6 days to get this shit done. And like by the end in this episode, they got it to the airwave station that they needed to, like with just like 3 minutes to spare, because you have to have it there apparently 4 hours before it goes on air, so it can go through, so it can be filtered.
Yeah.
They got it there just in time. Otherwise, they would have been late and it may not have been aired.
Oh wow.
Like, and he goes, yeah, this is actually normal that we come in with just minutes to spare when it gets done.
That's awesome.
And like they have it on like a hard drive. They just plug the hard drive in. Like you got to watch it. 'Cause
It looks
is,
like tapes is really what it looks like when they're
Yeah.
feeding them into the centers.
Yes, and they actually have it in a hard drive, and so they just plop it in, and then it does the tape reel that whatever they need to do to fix it to broadcast it on air.
Yeah.
Bad ass though what these guys got to go through, because
I'll have to watch that.
they're like and they write scripts and they do storyboards too. Like they
Scripting, storyboarding, everything. Holy
in 6
shit.
fucking days, and they record it all themselves. Like mostly those two are doing voices, and they bring other people in for all the voices and stuff. But they have to do all of it. Like, it is so fucking stressful. I was getting stressed watching them do it, because you're like, how do they do this all the time? Like that, I give them more props for it. It's a very cool documentary.
I'll have to go back
Very
and watch
eye opening through the hell that these guys go through for to making that show what they do, you know. And it's funny because they're like, we don't really have to do it like this. He goes, but it's more fucking fun.
Yeah.
Because
What's life without a little anxiety?
right. They're like, you know what? He feels like they make a better show when they're under the gun, 6 days. And then it's not like you get a day off. The day it airs, the next morning you got to come and you got to make another show because in 6 days.
You get the day off the day it airs, and that's it. And it's back to the drawing board.
And not even, because they're there in the morning, usually recording and finishing the touches of it. You know what I mean? Because they got to watch it a couple times, make sure it's all flowing right.
Yeah.
And oh my God, dude, it's super stressful, but so cool. Like, I can't believe that's how they make a South Park episode, you know? Yeah, it was such a funny episode too, actually. So yeah, check that documentary out. I was very, very impressed.
I'm gonna have to now.
You know what I was also really I've been stuck on watching on Netflix is all these training shows for military stuff, like boot camp. Surviving the Cut is one of them.
Oh, I've seen that on TV
and
on
then,
Military Channel.
Yeah, there's the fucking dude. Like, you never can complain about your life.
No.
Because these guys go through hell and fucking back. It actually has inspired me to work out more, too, because of it. Because you're like, you know what? These guys are fucking... There's one episode where these guys, shit you not, they train for 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
They are training. They're
They
doing
basically
exercises.
run like 6 marathons and just keep lifting
burn-
weights and running obstacle courses.
They
and
estimate that they burn 40,000 calories in the 48 hours that they're training.
That's absolutely...
They burn 40,000, and they're not eating much.
Yeah.
Like, by the end, there's zombies walking, but then they're like fucking Green Beret experts. Like, they're like
Have you ever seen like G.I. Jane?
Yeah, exactly like that. But it's insane to watch these guys go through hell and back. Like, I don't know how physically people can do this.
And that's why, like, when I watch a lot of procedural dramas and stuff like that. Like, there was one episode of Castle that I was watching earlier today that was it was all what was it? It was a sniper
was like loose or whatever, and the guy was like ex-military, and they were trying to break him, and they're like going through his right. They thought it was this crazy guy just went on, like a shooting spree and thought he was getting lucky with all these shots and stuff that he was making. And they go through like his bag. He was like black ops, like sniper. Like this guy was like the elite of the elite.
Do you know what those
snipers.
guys training have to do for that?
It's insane. Friend of my sister's is actually an elite military Marine sniper.
I remember talking about him. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, they have to go like they go through all of their training and like their final. They have there's a couple different finals depending on what kind of training they're going through. This one was like a preliminary one, and it was like this giant course you have to go through, and they have you in a big, like forested kind of field area, and you have to sneak up to a target. You have 2 hours to sneak up to a target, fire. And then they look and they fire again, and you can't be seen at all. If they have two guys watching for you.
Yeah.
They see anything ruffling, they have guys with sticks, and they're like, "All right, move over a few feet. I think he's at your feet." And if they find you, you fail.
Yeah.
Like you have to sneak, and in real life, you know. And it's like bright sun, like
It's like Splinter Cell.
it is so insanely intense, dude. Oh my fucking god!
It's like the movie Shooter.
Yeah.
You remember that? Did
Yes,
you see that movie
I did
with
see
Mark
Shooter,
Wahlberg?
yes.
That scene where they're in the Arctic,
Yes.
or like I don't remember. Maybe it was like the Yukon or something in Canada, where it's just pitch white or bright white everywhere, and it's like all of a sudden you just spray of red. And it's
Yes.
like, where the fuck is he? And they're like freaking out trying to find him.
That's what they really
And he's
have to
making
do.
shots so extreme that you have to take into account the curvature of the Earth.
Yes.
To be able to make these shots.
They
It's
do
just
that.
unbelievable.
There's another sniper one where their final exam they go through 6 weeks of intensive hell training, and then like half of them are kicked out and failed by this point and all this shit, and it all comes down. You have 2 shots, and it's like over a mile away, and it's this sign that's like 4 foot by 4 foot, and it says FS. It's final shot, and you have to hit that sign once, and you have no. You know how they have a spotter? You do not have a spotter. It's all on the sniper. Like
Wow.
talk about and if you don't make it, you fail. You have to restart.
You constantly just like,
Yes, and on top of it, you have 2 minutes to make to do the
oh
shots.
shit.
And
What's the show called?
there's Surviving the Cut, and I can't remember the top one off the top of my head. It's on Netflix as well. And I'm sitting there, and you're like these boys, and there's a few that fail, and they're like, well, that past 6 weeks was, and the rest, the whole past few years was kind of a waste.
Yeah.
You can try out again, but you have to go through all that shit again, and you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. you
Yeah,
know?
it's like going for like the guys that do like the SEAL training and stuff. Who are like chances are if you made it one or you get halfway through or almost the end once, you might consider doing it again. No one goes back for a third time.
Right.
That's just abuse.
Yes, and and I understand why they do that. Like, because I was reading some comments, people like, that's so unfair. They're good. It's like, you know what? You need the best of the best.
Yeah.
And sometimes luck is
Literally,
involved.
you can't make the shot.
Right, and they say that they go, you know what? If you can't kill that Taliban dude from a mile away like that, you're gonna get people killed. You know, it's crazy. Like it's like I love military. I kind of wish I joined the military back in the day. I did not think I was fit enough.
Tossed it around for a very long time. I still consider going to enlist in
We're too old.
I'm not in the National Reserve or the National Guard.
The National Guard would be cool. I think I'm too old. 27 years old. I think I'm a little old.
No, you can. It's up until like 35.
I'm definitely not in the shape just yet.
I
I will get in the shape soon.
I would like to, if with the sole exception of being it's the National Guard. The National Guard should not be able to be deployed to foreign countries.
No, and they are.
And
Iraq
they are.
and shit.
Yeah, and that's being completely honest here, total bullshit.
It is.
It is the National Guard, not the foreign National Guard. I shouldn't be sent to Iraq to guard an embassy. The National Guard is for home defense and like when like Hurricane Katrina hit, getting deployed for stuff like that. I would have no problem doing that. I would do that 100%. And if I've actually talked to a recruiter and stuff because I was really considering it for a while, and because it's like basically like I think it's like 30 days out of the year.
Two
like
weekends a month or something.
like 1 weekend a month, and then you have your initial
2 weeks a year.
Yeah, that's what it worked out to be, and it was you made a decent amount of money with having like a bachelor's degree and all this kind of stuff. I would have enlisted as a first lieutenant.
Yeah.
So it'd be like I could start out as a relatively high-ranking officer for someone with no previous military experience. And you like skip all the BS ranking, and it was a decent chunk of change that you'd get paid for that 2 weeks. It was
right, and
it was
yeah.
like something like in the neighborhood of like $20,000 for 2 weeks of work.
If I was a little bit more fit, I would want to do that. I think maybe if I'm more fit, I just get into much. Oh, like
you having a doctor, you'd start as a captain.
Really?
Yeah,
That'd
any
be
type
sweet.
of medical anything is you start as a captain.
There's pharmacists needed in the military. Like I kind of part of me is like I really wish I would have done that, but I wasn't I was not fit. Even just a year and a half ago, I was not fit enough. Now I probably could do it. I get my ass handed to me, but I could probably do it. I could probably struggle through it. But through basic, not through anything advanced. Like what those guys are going through, surviving the cut, I could never do that.
Yeah.
I will never be able to do that. I'm not
As cool as I think it would be to do that,
Yes.
I would never be able to.
I know my limits, and like
That's
I'm
it.
winded watching these guys do it. I probably, and it's tough. Like
6 months ago, I got winded walking up an escalator.
Exactly, so it's like yikes. Yeah, we're not in the healthiest shape, and these are like 18-year-olds in the best shape of their life, and they can barely do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. They make you carry like these 30-gallon jugs for like 5 miles in this one.
Like
You're
over
just-
your head.
Yeah, over your head, and then and you're switching, and you want to be like, just fuck you, military. But they do that for a reason. You're going into war.
to break ya.
Yeah, and there's a Marine one too that's on Netflix. That it's I was just finishing up that one. Very, very intense. Like very cool. What the Marines go through.
I remember we went to California for, I think it was my senior year. We went to California for marching band. We performed at Disneyland and all this kind of stuff. And then we actually went and saw the Marine Corps drill band on the base in San Diego. And when our buses were leaving, it made a wrong turn on the base. And we saw this master sergeant or master chief or whatever the rank is, or drill sergeant, ripping these guys apart.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God.
I really wish in
Every
life,
other word out of his mouth was like, fuck your mother, fuck la, fuck la.
Yes.
I was like, holy shit, that guy is intense.
I wish that we could do that in regular civilian life.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we could have a little bit of that. I think that would make us
People are
better
too
people.
soft.
Yes, I think they would be like, if you could call somebody out on their bullshit. Like if you go to these people that are like 500 pounds and you go, stop it. Stop
No more
eating.
Twinkies for you.
Yes, I like if you humiliate them in public, they will lose weight. You know what I mean? Like, and as terrible. I know that sounds bad and
No,
awful.
it does, but you know.
But you know
it's-
what? Like we are so fucking weak in this country. You know what I mean? And I see it a lot. I see it a lot at work now, and it's really pissing me off. And I can't say anything. Like I can't be unprofessional with people. But sometimes you want to be
like
like
the people that clearly don't need Prozac or are coming in to get Prozac every month.
yeah,
like those type of
or
people.
I have a couple patients who have really bad diabetes and are 400 pounds and have to use that little cart to get to me to get their drugs. They're getting their insulin drugs,
And then picking up brownies on the
and
way out.
this people, they pick up 2 slices of our. Have you ever seen the cake at my place of work? Okay, big ass fucking piece of cake, like probably close to 1,000 calories. Like
Shit.
it is like this big. It's one slice of cake. It's like $5. Really fucking good. I've had them before. These people get like 2 or 3.
And pick up their
with
insulin.
literally, like not joking, with their insulin, with their test strips, with their Lancets. They're like, oh yeah. And then like one time, the one person was like, yeah, I get these cakes. They usually last me about a week. And I was so close, Brett, to being like, motherfucker, those don't last till you get home, fat ass. Like I was so mad, and they're on Medicare, so like
Of
we're
course
technically
they are.
paying for it. And I'm like, stop eating cake. Like it's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, and then they're like. This person breathes so hard, it scares me. She
Pushing the button on their cart.
we have like the carts that the wheel carts. She's out of breath on the cart, and you're like, how do you live?
Yeah. How
Like-
do you move anything?
And you're buying cake. Stop it. Like I always joke, like I wish that we should be able to say stuff like that. We should be militaristic and be like, hey fat ass, you're gonna die of a heart attack. Like, you know what I mean? Like we should humiliate people like that. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds bad, but I think that's what people need. You can't, I think that
You can only sugarcoat things so much until it becomes
yes.
detrimental.
And not just weight. Like that hits me home, of course,
Yeah.
because of mine. But I mean, like, smoking or people driving like a douchebag, or some guy beats his wife. Like we should be able to pedophiles, humiliate the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? Like we should be able to call people out on their bullshit and not be afraid of offending anybody
Yeah.
or hurting feelings and stuff like that. It's like, you know what? People are so sensitive to things that sometimes when I even say stuff at work, and I'm not trying to be abrasive, I just say it like in a very simplified way, and people get offended by it. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to be a jerk. Like I don't know why you're thinking I'm being a jerk. Like I'm being rude. I'm not. And I've been told that by like my superiors, no, you're not being rude. Like you're saying it one way and people just interpret it so negatively. It's very, very strange behavior. People are so offended by, and the other thing is they think that they know that they can be offended and they know, well, I can complain to your superiors and get you fired. And you're like, yeah, but thankfully my superiors are a little bit smarter and they understand that, and they know that me and everybody else is trying to do the right thing and we're trying to help you, that we would not like say some of the stuff you're saying that we say. And that's happened where people have been like, well, you said this. And you're like, I actually did not say that. Or you call me a liar.
They add extra emphasis.
Yeah. And they're like, well, call me a liar. You can't call me a liar. And I'm like,
I just did.
Well, yeah. And a couple times I've been like, well, I'm not calling you a liar, but I didn't say that. So take that however way you want. You know, like you're trying to semantic them, you know?
Yeah.
But it's really getting weird how people are getting so fucking sensitive. And I asked, my partner has been in the business for longer than we've been alive.
Yeah.
And so I was like, has this always been like this? And he's like, no. He goes, this is a very, like, 10 years. He goes, it's starting to get
people
really
become entitled.
Yeah.
Oversensitive about it.
Weirdly entitled. And weirdly, I had a lady come out the other day on her phone yelling. Like, she wasn't yelling, but she was talking very, very loudly. And I didn't help her because she's standing at my drop-off counter. I didn't help her because I was like, you know, she's on her phone. She's having a fairly in-depth conversation about something with a lawyer thing. I was like, I'm just going to kind of let her go because I was like, you know, you get that feeling. You're like, you know what? I don't want to like interrupt her. She shouldn't be at my fucking counter.
Yeah.
But so I'm just standing like literally, I was like 2 feet like we are here, just sitting here like looking at her, just like staring at her. Like, because I was like, please don't be on your phone in my head. You know, I cannot say anything. We're not allowed to anymore. Because people got offended by us having a sign saying if you're on a cell phone, we won't help you.
Seriously?
Yes, people complained, and we had to remove the signs.
That's so stupid.
And I'm like, it's true though. If you're on a cell phone, get the fuck off your cell phone if you want me to. And then she was like mad that I didn't help her, and I was like, oh ma'am, I'm sorry you're having a conversation on your phone.
If I'm helping you, I want your undivided attention.
Especially because I'm dealing with drugs, you know. And it was like, I always want. Have I actually done this before when people have been on their cell phones and they've come up? I'd be like, oh, is this the Valtrex prescription we're getting for your herpes? And like I've done that before, and it hasn't been. They're like, "Oh, I gotta go," you know. Click. I've done that one time when I was an intern, and I got yelled at for it. But I was like, because people get mad that you don't help them on the phone, and I'm like, I am not helping you on the phone.
I deliberately don't get in line when I'm on the phone.
Thank you.
Like I've had that happen. I was on the phone with somebody. I think it was on the phone with Kyle or something. I was going to pick her up from doggy day camp. And I got there and stuff, and I was just like standing off to the side, like on the phone, and the lady was just like, "Yeah," I'm like, "No, I'll wait till I get off the phone," because I was in the middle of talking to Kyle. He was telling him something about the house they were getting or something.
Right.
And I was like, "I'm not just gonna check out and stuff. It's like I actually want to talk to you, ask you about how she was for the day and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to just be like, oh, okay, cool, see you next week, and just kind of like half-ass sign something and walk out the door.
That's not appropriate.
No,
and that's rude as fuck.
Yeah, it's extremely rude
to both people, the people at the counter helping you and the person you're on the phone with, because I don't care who you are. It's very hard to split your mind up like that. And especially for me, you're dealing with drugs. Like, I'm trying to help you. And like, I need to tell you stuff. You need to get off the fucking phone.
You could be seriously injured or poisoned or something.
Right.
If
Give me
don't
less than a minute and I will tell you what you need to know. And then you're out of here. And it's like, in this, she was like mad that I didn't help her. Cause she's like, am I going to get helped? And I was like, oh, I'm just waiting till you're off the phone. And she's like, ugh. And she was like,
sorry for being so inconvenient here.
Right. And I was just like, and I just was, and this was like,
here's your morning after pill, man.
Right. This was hour 10 into my fucking 12 hours. Yeah. So I am not a happy camper at this point. Like, you do not want to cross me at this time, you know? And I was very nice. I was not rude at all because she was the type that would complain to my superiors and it's like, I don't want to deal with that shit. So I was very nice, but I was just like, you know, I'm waiting. I was like, oh, I was being patient waiting for you off the phone. I'm like, I don't want to interrupt that conversation, even though I could hear all of it. And it was like, it was important. It was something with the lawyer and somebody suing something. I don't even know. So I was like, it's very important, but I don't think that she should be standing at my counter. You know, like, I go off to the side. Like, do you want anybody to hear your conversation? I don't think so.
No.
It was just very strange, you know? But it's not the first time. People are on their cell phone a lot when they come to the counter. It's so fucking rude. Don't do it, people. If you're on their cell phone and you're even going to like a drive-through, don't.
No, it's so rude. Like, you know, you're going through something, just get off your fucking phone. One of the things I loved the most about when I was at Circuit City, especially once I got promoted and stuff, I had a lot more leeway with shit like that.
Right.
And I would totally stretch the limits. Like, sometimes my boss would come up, or my store director would be like, no, you probably shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, yeah, but they kind of deserve it. And she'd be like, yeah, you're right, and just drop it.
Right.
I pretty much had free reign to, like, if people were being like dicks to me, I would dish it right back.
And that's what pisses me off.
And being young when I was doing it was the best part because I was like maybe 20 at the time, so almost 6 years ago.
A young shit, yes.
And they would be like, hey, they walk up and be like, oh, I want to talk to your manager. One time I actually spun a 360 and be like, how can I help you? I'm
Yes.
the manager.
Boom.
And they just be like, oh, well, I want to talk to your boss. I'm like, I am the boss.
Oh shit.
And they'd just be like, well, this is completely unacceptable. I'm like, actually, you're trying to return a 14-day return item and it's been 92 days.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Right.
like, if you have a problem, here's our executive helpline, and toss him a card and be like, you can leave now.
Yes.
I had this one guy get so pissed at me. This is probably about 6 months before the store closed. And he wanted like his laptop he bought over a year ago was just beyond fucked. Like, I don't know what the hell this guy did
Porn.
to it. Lots of child porn. That's the only thing. I actually busted a guy for that once.
I remember you telling me about that.
That was awesome.
Insane. You have to call the police.
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like we are legally obligated to call the police. It was like this like semi-hidden partition when we were going in there to format something. It was like 70 gigs of child pornography. It was unbelievable. But this other guy came in. He's like, "This is bullshit." I was like going off. He's like, "This thing we have nothing but problems with this." I'm like, "Well, sir, you have no previous records of actually bringing this thing in for service." And guy got so left the laptop there, stormed out. I thought he was going to drive his truck through the front of the store.
Holy
Came
shit.
screaming out of the parking lot, almost hit this lady as he was like pulling out of the parking lot, everything. I thought he was going to try to drive it through the stanchions in the front into the building.
Wow. Dude.
I've never seen someone so angry in my life, but I was just laughing as he was walking away. Well, I was like, I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Could you like that person like that needs a like reawakening
Straight jacket.
Yes, like they need to live a different life that's really bad and painful. You know, they need like, well, or as Joe Rogan puts it, they need to go on like a DMT trip.
Yeah.
And they need to be leveled out and to be like, you cannot react. You should not be able to react like that in this world. You should,
Yeah.
and you should be, and you know what? You should be punished for being such a negative, nasty person. It's insane that people can get away with it. And what pisses me off is it's like all this customer service stuff. I am exquisitely nice, even rule-breakingly nice when people are nice to me.
Oh yeah.
And even if they're just neutral.
If you're like nice or mildly friendly or whatever, I'll be just as friendly back.
I will help you
If
out.
you're being an ass, I am gonna dig my heels in on everything. I'm not gonna go out of my way to help you with shit.
Yes, and it's unfair in customer service because I've tried to do that and it's blown back in my face a bit. And it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. And they're like, yeah, but you still should help them. And you're like, but they were so fucking rude. Like, can't we just be nice? Like, just be nice.
Yeah,
that's all I'm asking. Just be neutral.
What's that website? It's like
Andrew says Lion Day. We need a fucking Lion Day
we
here.
need a Lion Day for sure.
Yes, we do, Andrew.
What's that site? The customer's always wrong.
Not always right.
Notalwaysright.com.
Yeah.
That is like
Awesome
a great site for people who are just ranting about their
God,
service
dude.
jobs.
And
It's so good.
What I love is all those stories are as true because people submit them. So they're, you know, I mean, they might be embellished. Sometimes I feel like they are, but most of the time when they're nasty ones, you're like, I can't believe people really do this. Like, it terrifies me that people really think they can get away with some of this stuff. And it's so freaking scary that they do that stuff. I mean, I've had people yell at me and throw stuff at me. I had people when I was at the pizza place. Guy threw his bag of stuff at me.
Oh shit!
And my manager had to hold me back because I was like I was going to go after this guy. I was fucking like 19 because I was like, I ain't taking that shit.
Fuck you up.
So mad. And my manager's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, just go back. And I was like, went back, just pounded on the fucking steel. I was so mad at the guy because I was like, how dare you throw
over a
something at me?
pizza?
Right. And it wasn't. It was something that was messed up by the kitchen, but there was no reason to throw something at me like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, you put pepperoni on here instead of sausage, like something stupid?
Yeah, and it was like, dude.
Or you pie cut my pizza and I wanted squares or something.
Right. There was like that, and you could actually arrest somebody for that, you know.
Yeah,
and I
assault.
I was actually asking for that, and they're like, just calm down, like just take a break and shit. I was like so furious at the guy, and he was such a jackass. He was like, he was so mad, and he did not even care that I was pissed. Like, didn't even give a shit. Did not even bother him. The one manager that was there, who's been doing this was there a long time in the pizza place, had an actual large pizza that was just cooked thrown at him in the restaurant before.
Oh my god!
And I was like, how did you not kill that guy? And he was like, you just can't. Like, he had pizza, all he had to go change his shirt. And it was like it didn't give him like terrible burns, but it definitely hurt because it was hot fucking pizza.
I would have filed charges. Fuck.
I would have punched the guy so hard, and I would have been like, arrest me because he fucking threw pizza at me.
Yeah,
you know,
it's self-defense at that point. Oh, we got another fight.
Oh, nice.
Torres again.
Is it Torres again, or is that a review?
Oh,
it's a
it's
review.
a review.
Yeah, replay.
Damn it!
You just saw fight at the corner.
I was like, oh, fight.
But yeah, and he had to like change his shirt and shit because the pizza was all over him. I was mad at that story because I was like, I can't believe people did that shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's just don't be a jackass, please. Like just be nice. I know that sounds so hippie-ish of me, and I'm not a hippie
Spread love, man.
because I like guns. But yeah, like you can
Guns
be nice
and
to
weed.
people, right? Yeah, exactly. You can just be nice and don't be a jerk. You know what I mean? That's all it takes. Sometime. Andrew says you premature fights.
Premature fights.
It happens a lot, Andrew, to guys. So I do have a quick story to talk about here.
All right.
And we can wrap this bitch up. This is an interesting story. Even though Andrew's not officially on the show, we're not hipsters. Fuck you, Andrew.
I got a story about that real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I was running some errands and stuff on my lunch break at work a couple weeks ago, and I had I ride around downtown on a scooter, just like a little like razor scooter, just because it's efficient for me getting from like to and from the train. It cuts like 45 minutes off my commute each way. And I was coming back from running my errands and stuff, got in the elevator, and I have my like ear wrap on and stuff because it's cold, my gloves, everything, and I got my scooter in my hand, and these two like.
For those, let me really quick. For those of you who don't, Brett has his hair spiked up too, and
I have like the spiky hair and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
and you wear like nice clothes. You know, like you're not dressed like a schlub like me. You know, like you wear like regular clothes,
semi-professional looking clothes.
Yeah, no, you do like nothing crazy.
No,
like, you're not
nothing ridiculous. I perfectly acceptable in the advertising workplace.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's casual, but it's also professional.
Yeah, it's not like schlumpy or anything like that. But I get in, I've got my like winter coat on, I got my ear cover on, my gloves and everything, scarf, got my scooter in one hand, my backpack on and stuff. And the guy thought I had headphones on, just the way my head wrap it looks like a set of headphones. And these two vendors get in there. I don't even know which company they were from, but they were getting off on the main floor to like check in and stuff. Like, oh, look at this fucking hipster over here and stuff. And so I'm like, took off my head wrap. I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Fucking hipster? I'm like, who are you and who are you going to see? Because I'll make sure you don't get on any plans.
Seriously.
And they just like looked at me and they just bolted from the elevator.
That is fucking awesome, dude.
I was so pissed.
Good for you for calling them out.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, fucking hipster? Are you kidding me? Why would you even say that aloud? It's one thing to like whisper it when you get off the elevator because you don't know if I can hear or not.
No, you do not.
And it's like you never say anything with an earshot of something like that. I was just like, are you?
No, you don't.
Kidding me?
And I don't think you're a hipster.
No,
like, you don't have like
not in
okay,
the slightest. I wasn't wearing tight pants. I didn't have like some freaky colored shit on or like Ray-Ban sunglasses.
Andrew says straight eye for the queer guy like 50 times. Yes, thank you, Andrew. No, I don't think that like
that's a good show. Fuck you, Andrew.
Yikes.
When it was on,
it wasn't bad. I didn't actually see much of it, but no, there was no like that is
bravo for the win.
Exactly. That is like fighting words right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I was pissed.
Right. Hipster is a derogatory term in my mind. Hipster is like you're like a douchebag.
Yeah,
it's like
it's the new word for douche.
It is.
That's really what
it's like. You are a pile of douche because you and there are hipsters out there who they wear some clothes just to wear them, and like there are people who are so vain that they have to do that. But you are not. Yeah. You're not one of them. First of all, you're very, very conservative. Like, it's very funny because you're like hipster. What?
Fuck your couch, man.
You're like. I didn't vote Obama, bitch. You know, like that's what you got to say to them.
I voted for Obama before it was cool.
Exactly right. Fucking yeah. No, hipsters are bad things in society, and there are a few people who are like proud of hipsterish, which is really weird.
It's like the reverse of being emo.
Yes,
it's really what it is.
It's just douchey. It's just. You're like, oh, it's like that person who, like, let's say you're watching they're watching a show and you just get into the show. They're like, I was in that show years ago. Like, it's some fucking race. Yeah. And that, like, oh, you didn't know? It's like, no, I didn't know. Everyone lives different lives.
It's the one-up culture.
Yes. And it's such a douchebag way to live your life where you're like, oh, you don't know that? And it's like, dude, fuck you. Yeah. Like, no one knows everything, asshole, Like, those people I want to punch when they do that. I've had people do that to me where you're like, oh, you haven't seen that show? And you're like, fuck you, no. It's just, there's no reason for that. So that's just I would have been so mad, too, if I was you. Oh my God!
Never been so angry in the workplace.
I'm so glad that you call them out and you're like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Like, who are you talking to? Because chances are I know them. Advertising is not a very, very diverse word. It's a very incestuous industry. Exactly. Everybody knows everybody.
Exactly.
And you just fucked yourself.
And you know what? You should have just turned around and been like, YOLO, bitches. That's what you should turn around and been like.
If I was getting off the elevator before him, that would have been funny.
That would have been awesome. Be like, YOLO, motherfucker. God damn. Neil deGrasse Tyson does know everything. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes.
I think Andrew's drunk. He's just typing stuff now. Okay, so that was a story, right?
Yes, that was it.
You're not a hipster.
No.
And you don't
Fuck hipsters.
Yeah, fuck hipsters, and fuck people who say that you're a hipster when you're
Or are
not.
proud of being a hipster.
Yeah, fuck those people too. So
You're the bane of society.
exactly, and not the Bane from fucking Batman.
Your punishment must be more severe.
Exactly. Bane should be able to beat the fuck out of those hipsters. So this is the what the fuck story of the week, sent in by our buddy Andrew. Thank you, sir. He calls you a hamster instead of a hipster. I don't know why that's funny, but it is. So this is the what the fuck moment sent in by Andrew, and the headline is Andrew Mendoza had sex with horse, was trying to make the horse have a baby.
Is this on the Huffington Post?
This is on the Huffington Post. Yes.
Oh, I can tell.
Why?
Their titles are never grammatically correct.
Are they
they're written
really?
by hipsters?
Bazing! They are. Huffington Post sometimes pisses me off.
I don't read it just on principle.
Very, very leftish too.
Yeah. Another reason I don't read it.
Right. Which and I'm leftish sometimes too. But I look at them and I go, "What the fuck, liberal?"
Yeah,
bullshit."
there's some things I'm totally for. Gay marriage, all about it.
Yeah. But then when they're
Taking
like,
my guns away, I'll shoot you in the face.
yeah, exactly. So this is just crazy. So okay, apparently the story starts with his girlfriend was unreliable, so he went out to find a stable relationship with a horse.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes, that's what I was saving for you. I didn't reveal because that's why I was laughing when I first started reading this. I was like, "Holy shit!" He didn't hear from her, and he apparently wants a kid.
So he decided a horse was his best way to get that kid.
Okay, listen to this. This is his statement to the authorities. He goes, and I quote, "I was trying to make the horse have a baby. I was thinking it would have a horse-man baby. I ain't going to lie. I blew a nut in the horse."
Sorry. Is this guy black?
He's Spanish.
Oh,
Like, he's
okay.
Latino. Spanish is not correct. He is Latino. There's a picture of him on there. Looks like a classy fucking dude. By the way, his name is Mendoza, so definitely not African American. No,
Could be.
he is just thug Latino. He pleaded guilty to public lewdness and spent 4 months in jail. Why was he not arrested for bestiality? Because I'm pretty sure. Where did
Animal
this
cruelty.
yeah, where did this take place, motherfucker? Andrew, can you tell me where this took place if you saw it? Andrew says he hopes he called in the morning. Yeah, fucking had a cigarette afterwards and two. Texas. Oh my god, it was in Texas. Wow, that's crazy. All right, so basically he wanted to have a kid. His girlfriend didn't come home, so he went to the neighbors and fucked their horse and blew a load in the horse, hoping. That right there, that story right there, you're like, wow, you're fucked up. Hoping to have a horseman baby, in his words. Public schools in Texas need a little bit of review. Yeah, they need exactly. You want to fucking I want a centaur. I'm gonna go ahead and
that's
hope.
why you should not teach creationism.
Exactly right,
public
because they're gonna
schools.
fuck a horse. I really hope that the fuck was I gonna say? God damn
he
it!
gets horse AIDS.
Horse AIDS. Poor horse. He'd be awesome. The first case of horse AIDS.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is that he's not the first person. Obviously, he's not the first person to be open about a sex. This year, in fact, with sex with horses.
Hands.
Well, Mr. Hands was a few years ago.
Two guys, one horse.
Two guys. He died from that shit. It's so crazy.
The noise you only make when
Yes. Fucking terrifying, dude. That video is like chills because he dies.
I haven't seen it, so
because the man dies in it, and you're like, you're watching a man die. You know, like
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. And he's getting fucked by a horse. Of the least way you think a man should die is being fucked by a horse over a
They say 10 people a year die from vending machines falling onto them from them shaking it. I want to know how many people die each year from getting fucked in the ass by a horse.
I'm sure it's in the teens.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
That's why we need Lion Day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He didn't see the whole thing though. Andrew said that you saw Mr. Hands last week. He didn't see the whole thing.
No, I didn't.
You looked away. You walked
I was
away.
like 10 seconds like, no.
Yeah, no, Kyle was checking it out, but not you, no. Crazy story.
Kyle got off on it.
He did. He wants to come in a horse. I just can't believe that. Like,
I hope you're listening, Kyle.
I hope there are drugs involved, but I have a feeling it's just stupidity involved, like just extra chromosomes or something.
Uh-huh.
Because why? Like,
There's an
horseman baby, really?
I bet you that guy didn't have a college or high school degree.
Yeah, no shit. I'm sure he probably doesn't have a high school degree because that and like how do you what does his girlfriend do? Like, does she break up with him then? Because she was late. I'm sure she was fucking some smart guy.
Yeah. Well, this is actually reminds me of an episode of Boston Legal. There was a episode where this guy is with his wife for like 20 some years, and he becomes attracted to one of their cows. They like own a farm in like upstate New York or something like that. Or maybe it was Boston Legal, Boston. So it's someplace on like a farm in Massachusetts, and he becomes sexually attracted to this cow and starts having sex with this cow, and the wife catches him doing it.
Oh my God.
And they go through all like the litigation stuff. She wants a divorce, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I hope so.
They gets to the end of the episode, spoiler alert. I know this is like 10 years old at this point,
It's
but
fine.
still
You
spoiler.
still
It's
gotta
less
say
than 20 years, so I'm saying spoiler. They get to the end of this episode, and he's like, they decide not to get divorced. He says he's going to sell the cow. He can make it work. And he tells his wife that he did it because the cow reminded him of her.
Oh, fuck.
And she like is all enamored by this. It was so ridiculous.
Is she overweight?
She was a bigger lady. They're like in their 50s, 60s. So it's like gravity setting in, all that kind of stuff. And she wasn't like.
So a cow. So that works.
Apparently. It reminded him of his wife. That's why he did Bessie in the ass.
Oh my God, that is fucked up. And I know it's a written show, but still.
What's funny though is that show, a lot of times they base it off of.
That's what I've
events.
heard. My brother was saying that too.
That show. They spun a lot of current events through that.
God, that is just insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Horse fucking and cow fucking. What is this world coming to? I just feel like an old man, and I'm like, get off my lawn, you horse fucker. So for the record, we should talk about it in science at some point. That no, you cannot fuck a horse and make a horseman baby. Impossible. It's not working.
Horseman baby.
Two different species. There's a reason nature has that in there, is so that we can't fuck a monkey and have like a human monkey. It would bad
It works
news
for
bears.
some species, just not ours.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some.
Ligers.
Yes, because they're so
Tyons.
close. There almost probably shouldn't be different species then. Yeah,
It's like dogs. All dogs are different species technically, but
no, they're all
breed.
aren't they all one species? They're just different breeds. I think that they.
It's like subspecies or something. Weird
Yeah, it's
like
something.
that. I don't remember
Yeah,
exactly
there's
what
some.
it
There's
is.
a weird distinguishing with them, but they're all like because all dogs are like humans. All humans are vastly different looking people, but dogs more so because you can have like a Great Dane can fuck a little Chihuahua and have a baby. You know, like it can work, which is just weird. But like, yeah, it's so crazy, and a lot of animals look very, very similar. You know what I mean? Like most orangutans look similar and shit like that. You know, most horses look similar. Most Asians, they're different species. Yeah, I can't fuck an Asian have a baby probably. 'Cause she probably won't let me. But craziness though. So what else we got? Is that good?
I think that's a good note to end. Bestiality is bad.
Yeah, bestiality.
We need a lion day.
Yes, Titus podcast. He's right. Check him out. He's funny. I love Titus.
I got to go back and listen to that.
He's seriously like, if you think like we have a fly by night show, his show is so fucking funny. I have cried laughing. Like I feel like Joe Rogan is really funny. This is like next level because him and his crew are really good together, and they're it's so funny, and it's usually like an hour show, 45 minutes hour, quick show, but great. They got segments. Like they do such a good job for their production being just kind of fly by night. That I'm so glad he's doing 2 shows a week because he's so entertaining, and like he talks about stuff in the news and he flies off the handle at stuff, and he actually came out and apologized for the video game comments he made too.
Oh, did he?
Really thought which is big of him, and they talked about it in one of the shows because for those who don't know, he had said that he thinks video games are a big problem with people doing shootings and shit like that.
It has nothing to do with it.
And then he went and did some research and thought about it and went, yeah. He goes, well, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, he's like, well, that doesn't make sense. That's like saying that. You know, guns are the problem. And he's like, I don't think guns are the problem. I think
more people are killed by hammers than guns.
He goes, well, then I saw like he was talking about like World of Warcraft, how there's like 9 million or bazillion people playing. And he goes, well, not all those people are going and shooting people. And he goes, I guess it's not video games. He goes, I guess it's just people. And he's like, okay, you know what, video game people, I'm sorry, kind of thing.
It's like, people who are crazy who just happen to play video games.
And he goes, he was making fun of video games again. Still, like he was kind of one of those backhand things. He's like, fuck video games, but those aren't the cause for shootings. He goes, I disagree with people who say that now. He goes, I'm wrong. I thought that was really big of him. He can do that, which I'm very impressed with.
Correlate. It was like saying correlation.
Causation is not correlation. Yeah. It's not. Correlation is not causation. I always
mix that up.
But basically, you can't see 2 points and say that there's something to them.
Just because A and B happen within the same amount of time doesn't mean A caused B.
Exactly, or B cause A. And that's something you have to look at. And that's part of the thing with the gun problem. I know we've talked about that at length. That are those fucking geese I hear outside? You hear those?
Yes, those are geese.
Geese at 10:30 at night. What the fuck is going on?
In like a snowstorm.
Yeah, what the fuck are they doing? So like the gun issue is multifactorial, you know. And there was that sniper. And did we talk about that last week? I don't think so. That's the number one sniper in the world was killed.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
1,500 confirmed kills. Yeah, we did. We did.
No,
didn't we?
180.
No, 1,500 confirmed kills.
It was not 1,500.
Yes, it was.
Look it up.
Okay, let's look this up right now.
Challenge.
The
challenge.
The great sniper. He was killed by
it
a
was like
fellow,
180 confirmed kills in combat.
I thought it was 1,500.
No, that's insane.
I know.
That's like a kill for like every day he spent in an active combat zone.
Hang on. Keep talking. I'm gonna go read this really quick.
I'm like 99%. It's like upper 100.
To that shocking killing of legendary Navy SEAL Chris.
Fuck you, internet.
It's George Stephanopoulos. Though. At least he's a fair and balanced reporter.
Yeah, and I just didn't want sound to play though.
And it
snuck up on me.
It's like 160 or 180 confirmed kills in combat.
Are you sure?
99% sure.
Damn. Let me see. Hang on. Okay, so it is 150 kills during his 4 combat tours of Iraq.
How many?
150.
Yeah, see?
But I rounded up to
1,500.
Yeah.
Just multiply by 10.
But he has 255 unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Wow, I really thought it was 1,500. I guess that. Oh, his highest was killed from that many yards away.
From that many yards?
1,200 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
His most remarkable kill is 1.2 miles away. Took out an insurgent aiming a rocket launcher at a convoy.
Wow.
How fucking... Okay,
that's
man...
badass.
Yeah, this man... Like, that's what snipers are for. Mm-hmm. This man is badass. Like, he saved that convoy. Mm-hmm. If that guy had that rocket launcher go off, could you imagine the pressure?
Oh, my God.
I feel
if
my heart...
I miss this shot, my friends are going to die.
When we're playing Battlefield and you're about to get killed and I'm supposed to prevent... Like, my heart races. Could you imagine in real life, like, a convoy is about to get hit by a rocket and you have to kill him and he's 1.5 miles away from you? I can't even run there and kill him in time, you know? Like, you got to fucking shoot him with a gun. That's immense pressure. So that he was treating Marines for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which is finally being recognized as a real, very, very valid thing that a lot of troops go through.
It's like postpartum depression in women.
And exactly. Which, no, it's not.
no, in terms of it actually being a recognized thing.
Oh yeah. That was always that's exactly what you mean. I thought you meant like, oh, it's the same thing. I was like, no, war and pregnancy, no. It's basically they go to war, they come back, and they have nightmares, and it terrorizes them because they can't get it out of their head. It really fucks up them mentally, and they can't prevent any of it. So yeah, he was treating Marines, and this 25-year-old Marine was on the shooting range with them, and apparently had some sort of breakdown and killed him on the range.
Oh, is that what they said had happened?
It was on the Texas range that he was killed on the range and it wasn't an accident. Like they think that the guy did it on purpose. He went crazy, you know. So really, like one of those really cool guys, like really nice guy, had all these kills. Like,
it's like
the number one
Russia guy.
Yeah, exactly. He was the number one sniper because like he had wrote a book. Like he was very cocky.
He's been on Fox quite a few times.
Yes, very pro gun and shit like that. It's very sad that it happened that he was killed like that.
He was like 40 something.
Yeah, he was young. 42. He was young. You know, he was like I think he was pretty much done going to Iraq.
He was retired already. He owned like some security company or something.
Right. Like so he was helping these very brain damaged people from the war, and it's just very sad that one of them killed him. You know, very crazy. Andrew thinks it's a conspiracy. Andrew thinks that the government...
I saw that. Completely valid thing when he posted it. It was like the 3 guys that had been killed under mysterious circumstances were all these gun advocates.
Right. I'm not, you know, and we've talked about conspiracy theories. I hate and love them at the same time. I love entertaining them. I don't really necessarily believe in all them.
Was it the thought experiments?
Yes, they're good ways to stretch out your brain, but there are some theories that it's kind of weird that, like, because it made headlines big. That when the sniper was killed, and I had never heard of him before. I never knew this guy. I never knew he had this book, and I never knew who he was until he was killed. So, and he was very pro gun. So some people are like thinking that they can use this then, you know, and it's very. They're not gonna take away our guns. I'm really getting sick of very.
It'll never ever happen.
Right. They won't.
And
not,
if it does,
there'll be a lot less people in this
There'll
world.
be blood in the streets.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not a threat.
No, it's not.
That is a matter of fact.
I know many people who I work with and who live around that have guns that say, you know, I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
The
the government's
surest
gonna,
way to prevent someone from keep taking guns away from us as a populace is to have them.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole Titus thing when the wife beater gave her the gun. Well, you shot me to shoot. Well, thank you. Why,
Yeah.
thank you, beater. Yeah, same thing. It's like, no, they're not going to take away our guns. They may try to limit them, like, the 10-round clips and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. But they cannot take away, they will not take away our guns. That's another, by the way, really quick before we go, another show I've been watching, I love, absolutely, Sons of Guns.
Never heard of it.
It's Netflix. Watch it. You have to. Amazing.
What
It's just
channel is that usually on?
Discovery, I think.
I think I've heard of that, where it's like the crazy marksman and stuff.
No, it's not. I thought it was that one too. It is not the Crazy Marksman. Sons of Guns.
Top Shot, I think that one's called.
Yeah, it's Top Shot. Sons of Guns is this show where this guy owns this gun store where they make guns, and they also sell guns, and they deal with, like, it's kind of, I can't even describe it, but it's like Mythbusters with guns, because
cool.
they're like, someone comes in and the guy was like, I want to put a silencer on a shotgun, and they were like, that's not possible, but give me a week and I'll do it, and he does it. Or like they
really are master craftsmen.
Oh my
Hawks
god,
162.
yeah. Yes. But and then they also have like another episode where this World War II highly decorated World War II vet, like, it was talking to them at a store. He had an old flamethrower, and they rebuilt the flamethrower and had it working. And it's just, you have to watch the show, dude.
That's awesome.
They had one where they took this SWAT team, and I think it's Texas. Is that this sheriff came in and was like, I got this old, or he goes, we want to have a better way to breach doors. So can you take the shotgun?
The movie SWAT.
Right. Can you take the shotgun and put it on top of the M4 or whatever M16 that they use? And they're like, fuck, no, but yeah, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
And they do it, and it's cool because it goes through like the science of it, and it goes through like some of like how they design it and the theories behind it and what he does, and they do some really cool stuff. Like they redid a cannon and fired a big ass cannon, and they did a flamethrower. It's a very entertaining show. Like the crew is really, really funny and good. I really
What's it
recommend
called
it.
again?
It's called Sons of Guns.
Okay.
The daughter who does all the business stuff is actually really fucking beautiful. And it's really cool. Like and they're very like Texas, like the main guy is like, they're very like, not hickish, but they're very like southernish and just open. They don't really give a shit. They fucking buy a grenade launcher and like start launching flares in the air, and they're like, oh, we're gonna piss off the neighbors. Like, and it's just so fucking fun. That's dude. Awesome. It's a really cool show, and you learn a lot about guns. And then like they go through like selling guns to people, and like they were like saying like, this one guy came in and he didn't really like guns, and his girlfriend wanted one, and like, have you ever fired one? And he's like, no. They're like, well, you need to fire one. You know, like they're very open and very cool about stuff, and safety is a big they always talk about safety on the range when they're shooting, and they always go through like point. It's very cool. It's very entertaining actually, and you learn stuff. It's a really good show. Recommend it. It's on Netflix.
I will have to pull that up.
I love it. I'm watching through it now. So, all right. Discovery. Thank you, Andrew. Discovery. Yeah, she is really hot. I know the daughter is very, very, very pretty. She's like mid-20s, 30s or something like that. She's like creepily business oriented too. I'm not even a degree in it. Wow. She's just like the main guy's daughter, and she just runs the books. Very cool. Very passionate about her job, which is awesome. So it's a really cool show. They blow off a lot of steam. They blow off a lot of steam at the end of every episode, which is fun. So it's a good show. Watch that shit. So, all right, go to our geekify.tv page and click on the banner on it for all the Alpha Brain and awesome stuff on there. For this week, I almost said for this week in games. What the fuck? For this week in 3 Guys 1 Cup, I'm Dave Mankoff.
I'm Brett Kaminsky.
And fuck your couch.
Potato.
Exactly.